Hello, and welcome to Bosco Football on Spreaker.com's own national sports. Today's contest features undefeated Orange Lutheran and the host St. John Bosco Braves tonight, as this game is delivered by Tam's Pizzeria in Bellflower, California.
It's Josh Rosen out of the gun. He's got Manessa next to him. It's going to be a screen pass out to Jaleel Wadood. And there goes Wadood, the Calcimate down the sideline on the very first play of the game. Touchdown Braves!
The St. John Bosco Braves rank first in the state, the top offense, the top defense in the Trinity League. They have rolled through their entire regular season, but now they face perhaps their toughest competition of the year, the Orange Lutheran Lancers.
Langdon, the give to Jimerson, works his way inside the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Olu! Beautiful effort there by Jimerson. Oh my, takes it to the house.
Live on the campus of St. John Bosco High School in Bellflower, California. It's week 2 of Trinity League football as the Orange Lutheran Lancers are in town to take on the number 1 team in the state of California, the St. John Bosco Braves. Hello and good evening to all. My name is Chris Sylvester alongside Adam Ferrister and Nick Rice. Tonight the battle of undefeateds here in Bellflower, Bosco, Olu. One of these teams is going to walk away with a loss here tonight. But Adam, first for Bosco, the game plan this week is going to be to air it out against this Lancer defense. Where does it start on the offensive side of the ball for the Braves?
It's going to start with Shea Fields and Jaleel Wadood. They have the ability to get open, and they're going to create their own space there. And Josh Rosen has the arm to deliver the power. And the problem for Orange Lutheran is going to be, since there's 2 good receivers, if you double cover one of them, the other one will be open. And you can't double cover both of them, otherwise any of the other receivers will be open too. So it's going to be very difficult for the Orange Lutheran cornerbacks to handle both Shea Fields and Jaleel Wadood.
And Nick, Orange Lutheran runs that triple option offense. How can Bosco's defense stop that attack?
Well, first of all, the key for the Orange Lutheran Lancers is to stop what is perhaps the greatest defender in the Trinity League, being Chandler Lanou, the top tackler in the Trinity League. And sometimes a great defense is complemented by a fantastic offense. So we're going to see some fireworks tonight. It's the homecoming match as we have a fantastic offense on the number 1 Bosco side, as we have a quarterback and a running back that, Chris, I believe, will have some big-time plays tonight.
Well, it should be a fun one here tonight. Bosco Olu is next on the National Sports Radio Network.
Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com.
Back here at St. John Bosco High School in Bellflower, California. Bosco Olu ready to kick it off as it's the second week of Trinity League play here tonight. Big crowd here tonight for Bosco Orange Lutheran. Always a good contest when these 2 teams meet up. Last year, Bosco going to Orange Coast College and beating the Lancers 21-6. This year it should be another good one. Bosco won the toss and elected to defer, so it'll be Reed Budrovich, the senior, kicking off homecoming here at Father Frank Robata Field in Bellflower, and this one's going to be caught short of the end zone by Adam Canetti, and he's going to return this one out to the 21-yard line, and that is where Luke Langdon and the Orange Lutheran offense will come out.
This is a fantastic offense running the football. We do have a player down on the field, so we're going to see a pause in action here. A very sad sight. The crowd has been fantastic tonight, Chris. Just a electric crowd as it's homecoming night, and it's been an electric week also by this Bosco school.
It has. The school had their annual homecoming rally earlier today and got the students and some of the fans all jacked up for tonight's affair between 2 undefeated teams, somebody is going to walk away with a loss here tonight.
And that team that walks away with the loss is going to be very unhappy. Orange Lutheran's going to try to do what Bosco did to Santa Margarita last week, which is go into their own field and just destroy them on their homecoming week. So it's going to be interesting to see if Orange Lutheran can calm down the St. John Bosco crowd on this homecoming week.
See, it's going to be tough also for Orange Lutheran as they face one of the top defenses, but also I want to mention the early start that they had last week, as Orange Lutheran has not beaten J. Sarah in the last 3 years, and that may be the fact that they haven't been to the postseason in quite a while. This Trinity League is, from top to bottom, one of the best in Southern California, and we should see some fantastic fireworks tonight as two of the top teams face off. But one player I do want to mention, as Lutheran eventually will start on offense, we still have a player down on the field, but it's Matthew Hannon, who last week burst onto the scene with over 160 yards receiving and also tagged an early touchdown that gave Orange Lutheran a huge start. Eventually it was a 22-0 lead in the first half. J. Sarah is not the same as St. John Bosco, but I believe that if they do want to kickstart what should be a better year for this squad, a big win against J. Sarah should begin to kickstart what hopefully is a better year for them.
Well, certainly we're all excited to get this one started, but a really unfortunate sight as we do not have a number yet because there was an Orange Lutheran player. It was one of the blockers. It was just a hard collision on the tackle there. And this is just not good because he is still down. He's being attended to by both schools' medical staffs. Both head coaches are out there. Both athletic directors are out there. And you can only hope that this isn't too bad here just to start off what's supposed to be a very exciting football game.
Other thing I do want to mention, we talked to the coaches throughout the week, and the Bosco head coach has really hammered the fact that this Orange Lutheran squad has not seen a lot of passing game due to the fact that Lutheran is predominantly a run-based team. They will run the football down your throat. So the fact that Bosco is deciding to air it out not only speaks volumes about the talent that they have at quarterback, perhaps one of the top QBs in not only the Trinity League, but also in the state. He's ranked number 2 in that category. We'll get to Josh Rosen later. But the fact that St. John Bosco, it speaks volumes to their head coach, Jason Negro, the fact that every week he is altering his game plan to fit not only his players but also their opponent. It's just a really sad sight to see here, though, as we're still getting medical attention by a Orange Lutheran player. Why don't we take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back to Orange Lutheran and St. John Bosco. We have that Orange Lutheran running attack coming up next on the National Sports Radio Network. Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com.
Back here in Bellflower, California, 11:56 left to go in the first quarter. We have not had our first play of the game. There is an Orange Lutheran Lancer who's been down on the field for a good 3-4 minutes now, being attended to by both medical staffs. Orange Lutheran did return the ball to their own 19-yard line on that kickoff. I don't know if any of you guys saw it because there was just a whole bunch of guys in there on that tackle on the kick return, but did you see anything that in particular would have had a player along this down? Because first of all, you never like to see this at any level of football, but to see this at the high school level is a little bit more rare. I mean, we've been broadcasting all the games this year, and we haven't seen a player down for this long yet.
Well, I think that does also play into the fact of the emotions here. It's, if we haven't said it 5 times ever since the beginning of this broadcast, it has been a high-flying, it's been a lot of energy here simply from the pregame warm-ups. Both of these teams fired up, ready to play and perhaps a little too anxious. This is what happens in big-time games and big-time moments. Orange Lutheran's coming in here. They haven't beat Bosco in quite some time as well, as we have an applause as our player is finally limping on to the cart as he will be attended by that medical staff. And, not to mention...
That's Brendan O'Meara, the 6'1 sophomore offensive lineman and tight end, so it was a blocker.
Right.
And the good news is that he is moving around, and he is conscious, and he is on the
Standing ovation.
a well-deserved standing ovation, because to me that looks like a lot better news than initially thought, because we didn't know if there was movement down there, but he's moving everything. He's fine, and he's being taken off the field. Probably not going to see him back here tonight, but it's good. It had nothing to do with the head or anything to do with the neck or the spine. It looks like we're finally ready to start football here as Luke Langdon and this potent triple option offense comes out for Orange Lutheran.
It's going to be interesting to see how St. John Bosco can handle this triple option defense. They haven't seen this yet. They've usually been used to a running style quarterback, but it's going to be interesting to see how they can adjust to this triple option.
Well, Patrick Reardon is the fullback, and instead it's going to be Langdon pitching out to number 4, Adam Canetti, and there goes Canetti. Canetti's down the sidelines, and he's all the way to the 39-yard line. A big gain on the first play for Orange Lutheran. I mean, Bosco's had trouble stopping that read option all season long, but that time Langdon making the pitch out to Canetti, and he gets a big gain on the first offensive play. 1st and 10, Orange Lutheran.
Well, one thing that has been lost in the shuffle here is that the defense hasn't seen a whole lot of triple option the last few weeks. Big play on a misdirection and a first down.
This time it's going to be Langdon again, getting to the outside. He'll keep it himself and have 2 yards to the 41. So that triple option looking pretty good against the Bosco defense. You're not going to see triple option too much at the high school level.
Well, I mean, this is a fantastic team. We're talking about one of the top teams in the Trinity League. This is Orange Lutheran, a ground and pound team. We may see perhaps a dozen passes or less out of this quarterback. It'll be all ground and pound today as we see another running formation here on a 2nd and 8.
That triple option again. It's going to be a handoff this time to Canetti, who got the big gain on the first play of the game, and he'll only get 1 yard, stacked up by that brick squad that we like to call the Bosco defensive line.
This is the first time we've actually seen a team get consistent yardage. We've usually just seen, like you said, the brick squad that's been giving 1 or less yards, but we're seeing Orange Lutheran now getting 3 4-yard carries instead of just the regular 1-2.
No score. Bosco, Orange Lutheran. 10:35 left to go, first quarter. Just getting started. Bosco's homecoming as it's going to be that pitch to Canetti on the outside again, and he has himself an Orange Lutheran first down into St. John Bosco territory and down at the 45-yard line. That pitch play to Canetti is working pretty well here to start the night for Orange Lutheran.
The St. John Bosco linebackers need to not allow the running back to get to their outside. They have to press them back into the inside where linebackers like Chandler Lanu are to get those big tackles.
1st and 10 for the Lancers at the Bosco 45. Man in motion's Canetti. Back to pass is Langdon. Langdon's going deep down the sidelines, and he overshot his man. That was number 81, Akil Rembert. They're going to pass to Rembert. He's one of the main receivers on this Orange Lutheran offense, along with Matthew Hennon, number 9. He threw into double coverage, did Langdon that time, and he was lucky that he overshot his man because that could have easily been intercepted.
Well, it doesn't matter how great these receivers are when you have a quarterback overshooting by 5 yards. A terrible throw. Langdon needs to calm down in the high-pressure situation here against Bosco. But so far, a nice drive by Orange Lutheran, sending a statement to this Bosco team.
Once again, it's Canetti in motion, and the handoff's going to go up the middle to Patrick Reardon, the fullback. And he'll get himself 4 yards to the 41, so a 3rd and 6 upcoming for this triple option attack of Olu.
I do want to praise this offensive line. On the first drive of the game for Lutheran, it's been ground and pound, and the offense has taken the message here as they have shown up here in Bosco and pounding this defense so far in the first quarter. As I mentioned, the top defense in the Trinity League, well, not seeing much of that on their first possession.
And I think that a lot of that has to go to the fact that this is a triple option offense. As once again, it's that pitch to Canetti. Canetti is hit short of the first down. He gained about 3, and it'll be an interesting decision for Coach Chuck Peterson here on a 4th and short in Bosco territory inside the 40-yard line.
This Bosco defense needs to play hard-hitting football, make the both running back and quarterback fear the Bosco defense of getting hit hard. They need to just play their aggressive defense and hard-hitting, and it'll make the quarterback think twice before carrying the ball.
4th and 3 here from the Bosco 38. Key moment here early in the game, as it's going to be the pitch to the outside, and he's gobbled up in the backfield. Number 14, J.J. Pekeli, got the carry. Jaleel Wadood got him in the backfield, and it's a turnover on downs. Bosco will take over at the 44-yard line. What a stop by the Bosco defense there.
We saw a tackle like that by Jaleel Wadood late last week, too, against Santa Margarita. Looked almost exactly like the same one, where just gets a foot tackle, and that's huge to see for Bosco.
So out comes Josh Rosen in this up-tempo Bosco offense. It's trips left. The back is Sean McGrew, and McGrew's going to get to the outside and be taken down after a gain of about 1.5. Last week, the sophomore scored on a 66-yard run to open things for the Bosco offense against Santa Margarita. This time, Orange Lutheran watching film and taking notes, as that was the same exact play, except Orange Lutheran stacked it up for only a gain of 1. Quickly moving is that Bosco offense. It's a 5-receiver set. Rosen's out of the gun. 3 to the left, 2 to the right for the Braves. As Rosen's back to pass, faces some pressure, steps up. Rosen just gets the pass away. Pressure brought that time by number 40, Iosefo Sevilio. And then it'll bring up a quick 3rd down situation for the St. John Bosco offense. What a job here by Orange Lutheran's defense.
Well, key pressure right up the middle forced the quarterback to step up out of the pocket. And I believe that in order for Bosco to win this game, despite all these receivers, you still got to be able to run the football. They've run for over 200 yards throughout this season. We'll see how Rosen does here as they look like to pass the ball now.
It's a play action, and it's intercepted. In and out of the hands of Jordan Harris, and intercepted by Isaiah Walton.
Looks like we're going to have a flag on the play for a late roughing against the quarterback. A huge interception. This crowd for Orange Lutheran, electric here as they make a huge play against perhaps the biggest favorite in the entire Trinity League this week, being the Bosco Braves. Huge INT despite off the tip, as it's great field position here for the Orange Lutheran.
We'll wait for the call on the field. A flag did come in late, and it did look like it was roughing, but Orange Lutheran's still going to have the ball. Well, turns out it's not roughing. It's personal foul on St. John Bosco.
I don't understand what the call is there, but Orange Lutheran in some key position. If they do not at least get a field goal on this drive, a huge missed opportunity. So it's a 1st and 10 in Bosco territory. Fantastic early momentum here.
Rosen throwing only his 2nd interception of the season. Can't really fault the quarterback on that one, as it went straight through the hands of sophomore Jordan Harris. As back comes that triple option offense of Orange Lutheran, and it'll be Patrick Reardon getting the quick handoff and getting a gain of about 1.
Tackle made by number 44, Malik Jordan.
2nd and 8 after that gain of 2. 7:35 in the first quarter here at St. John Bosco High School. No score. A huge interception early here for Orange Lutheran, as it'll be the quarterback, number 5, Luke Langdon, keeping. Good gain there. He appears to have the first down, and sure enough, he does. 1st and 10, move the chains for Orange Lutheran. They're at the 21 now of St. John Bosco. And that triple option offense is really fooling this Bosco defense early on here tonight.
Boy, I got to credit the inside of the offensive line. A fantastic job there. No need to throw the football when the offensive line playing like they are so far in the first quarter.
It'll be Langdon faking the pitch. Looks like he's going to pass it. Goes towards the end zone, and he overshoots his receiver again. Once again, he was going for his big senior wide receiver, Rembert. And he once again threw it too far for the 6'1 receiver.
Boy, it's been a fantastic opening drive here for Orange Lutheran. The interception, and this crowd is living now. It's been a passionate pregame as we have homecoming here yet again, but this crowd is into it now. And this Bosco crowd chanting for its defense here at home, hoping they can make a stand here for the first time today.
Well, it's going to be that fullback run and a huge push by that offensive line. Gutierrez got the carry that time for Olu and got 8 on just a simple fullback handoff.
The fullback handoff getting good yardage there. Offensive line's opening holes to allow the fullback to get some good yardage, which we haven't seen a team really do on St. John Bosco before.
Well, that's the one thing about the triple option offense. They're going to eat a lot of clock up, and we look up at the scoreboard here. Already 6:15 left to go here in the first quarter. Quickly moving by is that clock with this triple option offense. Is Langdon under center. It'll be that keeper, and he has himself a first down inside the St. John Bosco 10. First and goal, Orange Lutheran.
First down, Lancers.
I want to credit McKay Lutalui so far. It's the senior 5'11 center. He is pushing down the defensive tackle for Bosco every single play. I've not seen a single opportunity where Bosco has had defenders in the backfield. They are pounding this Lutheran, not only for the clock, the first quarter is almost over, but Lutheran is also driving this team down the field with huge gains on the ground.
Ball's at the St. John Bosco 5. It's going to be the run up the middle.
Number 20, Garrett Gutierrez.
Gutierrez once again. It'll be Reardon and Gutierrez mostly getting the handoffs at that fullback position tonight.
Second and goal.
Garrett Gutierrez, the 5'11 senior, also plays a little bit of safety. Only got one that time, so it'll be a second and goal for Orange Lutheran from the St. John Bosco 4.
Fantastic drive. We'll see if they finish it off here now in the red zone. Here's Lutheran with a huge statement so far in the first quarter.
Surprising for sure. As the man in motion is Coletti, it'll be a run up the middle again. That fullback handoff. Gutierrez getting the handoff once again. Emery Cepho, the senior, coming up on the stop. And with under 5 minutes to go, no score first quarter. It'll be a third and goal from the St. John Bosco 4. The Bosco defense looking to hold Orange Lutheran to a field goal here.
Bosco needs a big stop here. Lutheran's been driving down their throat this entire drive, so it'll be a big win for the defense to get a stop here.
First and goal from the 4-yard line of St. John Bosco for this triple option offensive attack of Orange Lutheran. It's going to be Langdon throwing to the end zone. He has his man wide open. Adam Canetti catches it. Touchdown, Lancers. Langdon with all kinds of emotion puts his team up 6-0 with 4:10 here left to go in the first quarter. First completion of the game for the Olu quarterback, and it comes at the most crucial time. Touchdown, Lancers.
Boy, we saw the receiver break off. He initially looked like he was blocking on the play. Sneaks to the back corner of the end zone, and an easy toss, a piss and catch for a huge touchdown. The toss play nets 10, and it's a huge touchdown, extra point pending. And for a team that came in here as huge underdogs to the rival St. John Bosco Braves, the PAT is good, and already Langdon on a fantastic 40-yard drive that puts up 7 points. It's Lutheran 7, and it's the Bosco Braves nothing so far here in the first quarter. A fantastic start by that offense that we did not expect to have that mixer running past like we had on that drive.
A lot of people may be surprised to see Orange Lutheran up early here, 7-0. with 4:10 to go in the first quarter, but it's been no secret that Bosco's had trouble stopping those pitch play runs all season long.
You're saying that St. John Bosco is getting very, very confused with the motion that Orange Lutheran is bringing. You saw there it was a breakoff route, and there was no one guarding him, and there was just confusion in the secondary for St. John Bosco. So they need to get that straightened out on their next drive and just get ready.
So Luke Langdon hooks up with Adam Canetti on the 4-yard touchdown reception, and with 4:10 left to go here at St. John Bosco, you can hear a mouse walk on Cotton. It's 7-0 Orange Lutheran. Back to receive for the Braves is the Boise State commit Shea Fields and the Cal commit Jaleel Wadood. The kick is away from Jerry Fishton, and it's into the end zone touchback. So let's see what's up on Bosco's second offensive possession. Of course, last one resulted in a turnover. Josh Rosen throwing his second interception of the season. Can't blame the Fog for that one, Adam.
Nah, you can't. That was just, it was right out of the hands of his receivers. Nothing Josh Rosen could really do on that one, but he needs to calm down and deliver some good throws. I'd expect him to go deep maybe on this drive, maybe get a few quick short yards and then go deep.
5 receivers set, and that's how Bosco will come out into that screen pass to Shea Fields. Shea Fields breaking out over the middle, and Shea Fields has himself a St. John Bosco first down at the 31-yard line. A simple screen pass to the Boise State commit, and he picks up a much-needed 11-yard gain and a first down for the Braves.
Oh, boy, last time these two teams played, it was all offense for this ball club. Put up 21 points against that Orange Lutheran squad. We'll see what happens here tonight. It's another run on the ground.
Well, it's going to be a play action now to Jaleel Wadood, and the Cal commit is free down the sidelines. 40, 30, and he's pushed out just inside the 30-yard line. Quick screen passes working very effectively against this Orange Lutheran defense, and 2 plays has Bosco already at the Orange Lutheran 34.
This drive's getting the Bosco crowd back in this game. They need to keep just having this smooth sort of drive to get the crowd in it again.
It'll be the run with Sean McGrew. McGrew, the sophomore, breaking into the open, and he's close to another Bosco first down. So when you open up the pass, that opens up the run, and you saw it right there.
Boy, the defense is on its heels already, this Bosco team inside the 25.
That's that quick-moving, no-huddle ability that Chad Johnson's offense runs, and he gets Orange Lutheran to jump off sides here. Tack on another 5 for St. John Bosco. That hard count has worked so well all season long.
And that's what shows is Bosco's been able to, their offensive line's been able to hold the defensive line. So the Lancers defensive line wants to get every single jump, and Bosco runs that hard count, and that hard count's going to be very confusing for the Lancers this evening.
1st and 5 for Bosco on the 19. They trail 7-0. 3:18 left to go. First quarter from Bellflower. We're just getting started. Rosen stepping up. Rosen going to Shea Fields in the end zone. Did he get the foot down? No, he didn't. Incomplete, but a flag flies in. All you need is high school is 1 foot, and it was too close to tell from here, but the referee ruled that Shea Fields did not get a foot in bounds. Incomplete pass, but we'll see what the flag is on the play that the official threw from the side just after the play.
Well, to me, it looks like there might be some sort of a personal foul against Orange Lutheran, and yes, that is the case, as it seems to me like it's a roughing the passer penalty. And I mentioned this high-powered offense during the pregame, it was the key for Chad Johnson's offense to air it out down the field. We've seen a different sort of aerial attack, Chris. It's been nickeling and diming down the field. See a screen pass here to Shea Fields, and then a deep shot to the end zone, which almost goes for 6. But Josh Rosen, the huge quarterback there for the Bosco Braves, stands at all at 6'5", has been clean in the pocket so far. His uniform nice and clean here for this Bosco offense.
1st and goal from the Orange Lutheran 9 for Bosco. It's a play action, and Rosen is sacked. Quickly getting to the quarterback that time was number 46, Matthew Hernandez, the linebacker. And that'll back this one up to the 16-yard line. 1st and second and goal from the Orange Lutheran 16 for Bosco. Great pressure that time from that senior linebacker of Orange Lutheran.
The problem with screen pass is if you can't get initial plays from your receivers, then that gives the offensive line a tough task trying to hold on to these defensive linemen. It's another heat.
Except Josh Rosen as Sheffield's wide open in the end zone. Touchdown Braves. Orange Lutheran brought pressure once again, but the junior quarterback of the Braves just getting it off that time to the Boise State commit and put 6 on the board for the Braves. 7-6. Orange Lutheran leads with 2:36 left to go in the first quarter.
Oh, Shea Fields is having a heck of a first quarter. He was wide open on the right side of the end zone. Orange Lutheran, a fantastic defense, one of the top in the Trinity League. A huge gaffe by their defensive secondary, and now it's all tied up at 7 apiece.
Budrovic's extra point is good, and with 2:36 left to go in the first quarter from Bellflower, California, we got a tight matchup between two undefeated squads. It's 7-7. We'll be back here on Spreaker.com, an affiliate of National Sports.
Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all: pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all.
Back here in Bellflower, California, 7-7 all. Orange Lutheran Bosco with 2:36 left to go in the first quarter. Bosco scoring on a 16-yard pass from Rosen to Fields that time to tie this baby up at 7. As Budrovic's kick is away, and it's going to be caught short of the end zone. Once again, number 4, Adam Canetti bringing it out for the Lancers, and he has a hole up the middle. Canetti gets to the outside and is taken down at the 35-yard line. So good return that time from the senior running back, and that'll set up Luke Langdon in the triple option offense with pretty good field position here.
What I want to see on this drive is a good mix of run and pass. They cannot afford to be down early. And if Bosco is expecting a run on every play, then you can't expect 7, 8, 9 men in the box like they've been doing on their second drive down the field. Orange Lutheran did indeed find the end zone, but that was because of a fantastic mix of run and pass. Expect the fact that Matthew Hannon and this receiving core hasn't had a catch so far today outside of the touchdown reception. Expect it to be more of a mix of run and pass if Lutheran wants to win this game.
Well, it'll be Langdon keeping here, and Langdon has a big hole up the middle, and as an Orange Lutheran first down, he actually gets into Bosco territory to the 49-yard line. Gain of 16 that time for the senior Orange Lutheran quarterback.
Well, credit the inside offensive line, but I am really surprised that Bosco is just being run up and down this field. So far in the first quarter, Orange Lutheran with far more yards than Bosco on their first drive running the football.
This time it'll be the straight handoff to number 30, Patrick Reardon. That's Reardon's second carry of the night. They've been mixing it up with Reardon at Gutierrez at that fullback spot, but that fullback run has gotten them some steady yards here in the first quarter against the Bosco D.
Yes, it has, and I talked about it earlier, and physical football is going to win this game. You need to make both the quarterback and the fullback feel uncomfortable because they're getting hit so hard when they get the ball.
2nd and 3 from the Bosco 42, and it'll be Reardon again on the carry. He's close to an Orange Lutheran first down, and if they do give him the ball spot, so it is a first down. So this triple option offense is having no trouble whatsoever moving against this high-powered, tenacious defense that Bosco brings to the table.
Boy, you mentioned tenacious. It has been all tenacity on this offensive side of the ball. 3 drives, and every single one of them have been thrown down this Bosco defensive front with authority. It's another 8-man box pressure system for this Bosco defense, but it hasn't come through here, especially on the ground.
Well, it's going to be that pitch out to the outside. Canetti has room, and he gets himself 6 yards inside the 35 now, is Orange Lutheran. It'll be a 2nd and 4 coming up for the Lancers. Senior Christian Holland made the stop. 7-7, 1:02 left to go, first quarter from Bellflower. That's what that triple option offense that Orange Lutheran can do to you. It really does milk that clock. Under center comes Langdon on a 2nd and 4. I can guarantee you won't see Luke Langdon too much out of the shotgun, as in motion is Canetti, but flags fly as this one looks like it's going to be a false start against the Lancers.
Boy, does this further prove my point. Not only is the center driving this team off the ball, but the man that he's facing up with, the defensive tackle, he's getting so scared he's jumping off the snap. And this is another 5-yard penalty because of an offsides mark, which will indeed give Lutheran, surprise, surprise, another first down here so far in the first quarter.
1st and 10 for the Lancers from the St. John Bosco 28. 1:01 here left to go in the first quarter. 7-7 all. Orange Lutheran Bosco. Both these teams 6-0. We knew it'd be a good contest, but I don't know if we thought it'd be this good this early on, as it's going to be Langdon keeping and getting hit hard. Malik Dorton and Chandler Hawkins getting in on the tackle that time. Gain of 3 on the keeper from Langdon. Langdon's been getting hit hard so far here tonight, but he's withstanding those hits, and I'm sure he gets hit hard a lot every single game running that triple option offense.
Yeah, he probably does, but St. John Bosco needs to up that strength. They really, really need to make him fear it, as I said before. Said it multiple times. They need to make him fear running.
2nd and 7. Langdon's back to pass. Langdon has a man wide open over the middle, but for the 3rd time tonight, overshoots his receiver. That was Adam Canetti, who had the first touchdown reception. Incomplete, and a 3rd and 8 coming up, but a flag flew in, and it'll be holding on Orange Lutheran. So this will make this a 2nd and 17 here. So that'll back this one all the way to the 39.
Boy, might want to ice the referee's shoulders after this game. It has been penalties galore so far in the first quarter.
2nd and 21.
2nd and 21, as we heard from our PA announcer right there. 18 seconds left. This will probably be the last play of the first quarter, assuming it's a run, and sure enough it is. It'll be Langdon keeping it himself, and Luke Langdon gets inside the 35 before being tackled at the 33. So still 3rd and a mile here for Orange Lutheran, but they'll run this play after the first quarter comes to an end. 7-7 game. Bosco, Orange Lutheran, are you surprised at the 7-7 score after one?
Yes, this Lancer offense is really is doing a very good job, and the St. John Bosco defense doesn't have an answer to their driving.
So 7-7, Bosco, Orange Lutheran. It's Bosco's homecoming. And we will take a quick break before the start of the second quarter. 7-7, Orange Lutheran Bosco, Trinity League football when we get back on stjohnboscofootball.com.
Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com.
Back here in Bellflower, California, we're just about set for second quarter action. St. John Bosco and Orange Lutheran, battle of the undefeateds. 7-7 our score. Luke Langdon finding Adam Canetti for a 4-yard reception, and Josh Rosen finding Shea Fields for a 16-yard score. That's our scoring summary so far, as it's a 3rd and 15 here for Orange Lutheran, and surprise, surprise, they'll run, and Langdon dives after a gain of about 6, so they'll be well short of the first down marker. A 4th and 9 upcoming. Interesting decision, punt or field goal here if you're Coach Chuck Peterson.
Boy, it looks like the offense, we're going to take a look real quick, but looks like the offense may be on the field here. No, they indeed will punt the football, but it is a team in Orange Lutheran that has run the football down the throat so far in the first quarter, a team that has averaged 275 yards rushing in every game that they play. And we have whistles down on the field. Looks to be a timeout by Orange Lutheran. Boy, this offense has been fantastic so far, and I've just been amazed by their interior line play as they have just pounded the defensive line back on every single play. It has been a fantastic outing so far by Orange Lutheran. Huge underdogs, and by the fact that they barely throw the ball, I'm surprised on how they have surprised Bosco with all these runs, not just inside but outside so far in the first half.
Yeah, this triple option offense really working well against its tenacious defense that St. John Bosco brings to the table. That was Orange Lutheran's first time out of the half. They have 2 left. Bosco has 3 left. As we are waiting for both teams to come out of the huddle. 7-7 our score, 11-18 left to go. It's homecoming here at St. John Bosco High School. It's always fun, homecoming games.
Absolutely. As a student, all week long, you look forward to celebrate your team playing on the field. And it's just an added energy as a player when you are playing for your hometown crowd, an added effort because of so many people that are watching. We have a fantastic kicker here for Orange Lutheran that is set to boot a huge field goal. This looks like it'll be a 45-yard attempt.
45-yard attempt. It's the lefty kicker, Jerry Finich. He has the distance, and it is up and no good. Wide right, apparently. And it'll be St. John Bosco taking over here after the missed field goal. But my, oh my, you see the leg strength that time of the sophomore kicker, Jerry Fishin, just missing that field goal.
Very, very impressive kick from a sophomore there, and that's a big win for that St. John Bosco defense, who's had struggle stopping that triple option, and it's going to be interesting to see because they do need to adjust, and it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust.
And not to mention, after field goal attempts, just a quick note, you don't start from where the holder was. It looks like you start all the way back. Yes, you do, at the 20-yard line for high school games. So instead of a huge missed opportunity, we have flags down. It's a 1st and 10 at the 20 instead of what would have been the 42.
And that's smart of Coach Chuck Peterson, because as much as if you're going to punt it in that situation and try to pin Bosco deep, there's no guarantee of that. If the ball rolls back into the end zone, Bosco gets the ball at the 20 anyway. So a smart decision there, because it's really a win-win situation, because you make the field goal, great, you get 3 points. You miss the field goal, it's essentially just a punt back into the end zone.
And you're putting your defense, a high-powered squad, back on the field with some huge field position.
1st and 15 after the false start of Bosco. Rosen's going to air it out over the middle, and it's incomplete. Great coverage that time from Brady Peterson. Pass was intended for the Boise State commit, Shea Fields. It was a nice, crisp throw from Rosen, but Brady Peterson was back there to break it up. 2nd and 15, Bosco.
Boy, I would have a tough time hanging on to that, too. That was a laser down the middle of the field. Barely any hang time before getting to the intended target. Josh Rosen in the first half, not afraid to air it out so far. He has completed nearly every passing attempt so far in this first half.
Rosen's back to pass, faces pressure, gets to the outside, just gets it away.
Wouldn't call that a sack.
But they're going to say he was down before he got it away, and so for the second time tonight, Josh Rosen is sacked, and it's going to be 3rd and a mile here for the St. John Bosco offense. If you're Chad Johnson here, do you just try a halfback draw, or do you try to go 22 yards to get that first down?
I don't know if I'd necessarily try to air it out but it looks they have a backfielder. They're probably going to run it and just try to see how much they get there. Don't want to do anything that would hurt them too bad.
Coming up on the sack that time for Orange Lutheran was number 16. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about him tonight. Keyshawn Lucier South as Rosen's back to pass, and he's just going to throw it away. Pressure was brought once again by that Orange Lutheran defensive line, and it looks like Bosco will be punting from the end zone here. Amazing pressure on Josh Rosen so far here tonight from Orange Lutheran's defense, something that Bosco's offense just has not seen so far yet this season.
The defensive line is getting great penetration. Usually the thing we say about Bosco's defensive line, Orange Lutheran is really stepping up their game this evening. They're doing a very, very good job, and they're causing the St. John Bosco team to have trouble.
Well, punting it away is Richard Cole. He gets it off to Matthew Hannon, and he fair catches it at the 42 of St. John Bosco. So, hey, you're Orange Lutheran here. Yeah, you missed that field goal, but that decision pays off because you gave Bosco the ball at the 20. They hurt themselves with a false start penalty. You sacked Rosen on a 2nd and long, made it a 3rd and long, pressured him again, made Bosco punt from their own end zone, and all of a sudden here, Orange Lutheran's already back in Bosco territory at the 44.
Well, they're winning the battle of field position, and that is a key when you're playing a huge favorite in the St. John Bosco Braves. Sure that this team allowed a huge drive by Bosco, but other than that, it's been all Orange Lutheran so far in the first half, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Lutheran having a chance to take the lead here midway through the second.
Well, Langdon is pressured. Langdon gets to the outside, and Langdon has room before he's pushed out of bounds, but that is going to draw a flag from the official. Probably a late hit that time on Jaleel Wadood to the sidelines. It was very debatable as Langdon was on his way out of bounds, and it seemed like Wadood made contact right as he stepped out of bounds, but sure enough, it's going to be a personal foul. 15 yards given to the Lancers here. With 10:02 to go in the second quarter and a tie game, it looks like Orange Lutheran could potentially be knocking on the door once again after that penalty.
Boy, Chandler Lanou, I now know exactly why he's the best tackler in the Trinity League. He loves contact, especially out of bounds there. Roughing the passer penalty, which will give him 15 extra yards. That's just a dumb penalty. Inexcusable here now that the Orange Lutheran Lancers are deep again in Brave territory.
1st and 10 from the 23 of Bosco. It's going to be that fullback handoff up the middle. Gutierrez got to carry that time for Orange Lutheran and got himself a good 5.5 yards. So great push continuously from that O-line of Orange Lutheran.
Very good push, and they're getting consistent yardage here, which is something that hasn't been done on this Bosco defense before.
So with 9:35 left to go in the second quarter, it's 7-7 Bosco Orange Lutheran. Both these teams 6-0. You knew it would be a good one here tonight from Bellflower as flags fly. It's going to be that end around to number 81, Rembert, and he's taken down after a loss of 2. End around not fooling Bosco that time, but it appears that Bosco jumped.
Yeah, not fooling the referees either. That's a huge penalty there. As I mentioned, boy, these flags have been flying so far in the first half, but same has it been with this Lancer running attack. Just a fantastic showing so far in the first half. Expect more of the 1-2 punch that we're getting from this Lancer offensive attack as we are now in the waning seconds of the second quarter, and this Lancer offensive drive has been very impressive so far, and looking to take the lead are these Lancers here midway through the second.
Well, it wasn't an offsides. It was an illegal procedure. I do not know why the referees did not blow that play dead. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 back at the original line of scrimmage. The 23, Langdon's back to pass, throws a bullet. And number 14, J.D. Pichelli, was wide open, but had his head completely turned, and instead it's an incompletion. 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Lancers.
Yeah, J.D. Pichel, the wide receiver, has no clue what he's even doing on that play, but he's predominantly a safety here for the Orange Lutheran Lancers, playing some wide receiver here in the slot. Does not know what he's doing, and that could have been a huge play, Chris, as they could have had it inside the 5 if he turns his head around.
8:57 to go, 7-7 game, 3rd and 10 for the Lancers at the Bosco 23. Langdon back to pass. He throws a deep ball down the sidelines, and wide open was Paquel. But for the 4th time tonight, we see Luke Langdon overthrow a wide open streaking receiver.
That's 2 opportunities that Orange Lutheran has had to drive down the field, and that is just a lapse in the St. John Bosco defense, which, yeah, they can't allow that to happen, and now there is, and then another flag here to give them better position.
Well, if you didn't already hear it from our loud PA announcer here tonight, it was a defensive hold on the Braves, so despite Langdon overthrowing his wide receiver that time, which would have given the Lancers 6, it's still a 1st and 10 from the Bosco 13 after that holding call against the Braves, as that triple option offense will pitch it outside. Number 14, Paquel getting it, and Paquel is all the way down inside the 5-yard line. And once again, Orange Lutheran in the red zone against this tenacious Bosco defense. We have not seen this much this season.
The Bosco Braves have got to get their act together here in the red zone, as they have yet to create some sort of a rhythm on defense.
2nd and 1 from the Bosco 4. Orange Lutheran has it. It'll be Langdon slipping, but I think he dove and got the first. Sure enough, he did, down to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Lancers. 8:04 left to go, 2nd quarter, 7-7. But I think we're going to see a little bit fatter of a number in just a second from this Orange Lutheran offense, as it's right near the 1st down marker. I believe he did get it, but they spotted the ball a little bit further back than originally thought, so the chain gang's going to come out here and determine whether this is a 3rd and short or a 1st and goal. The chains will mark it just a bit short. So a 3rd and centimeters upcoming here for the Orange Lutheran offense at the St. John Bosco 2.5.
I have no reason to believe that Bosco can stop this team on 3rd down. But what the Orange Lutheran Lancers did last year, which was so impressive, was against these St. John Bosco Braves. They held this team to only 21 points, and the offense could not produce any sort of a rhythm. But on defense, there were no problems last year stopping these Braves time and time again. But if this offense, Chris, this year can find the end zone on multiple occasions, as they already did in the 1st quarter, we could see a huge switch of momentum, as we have Matthew Hannon, as I mentioned, wide to the right.
Hannon's wide to the right, and instead it's going to be Langdon sneaking. He has himself an Orange Lutheran 1st down all the way to the 1. And so Orange Lutheran is a yard away from taking a touchdown lead for the 2nd time here tonight. 7:53 2nd quarter, 7-7 our score. That triple option offense just continues to eat at that clock.
Boy, this offense has been so impressive. I mentioned the receivers because down in the red zone on the other side of the field in the 1st quarter, they did elect to pass inside the 5. We'll see what they do here.
At the 1, Langdon sneaks. Langdon's in. Touchdown Lancers. Luke Langdon passed for a touchdown earlier. Rushes for one here, and with 7:36 left to go in the 2nd quarter, the number 1 team in the state of California trails at the hands of the Orange Lutheran Lancers. It's 13-7.
Boy, Luke Langdon, the 5'11 senior who's looking to make his mark in the NCAA ranks. Boy, they're having trouble getting the PAT going here, but a nice job. He's already carried the ball a half dozen times. This time finds the end zone, but it's been short yardage plays by Langdon and then the long plays down the field by their running backs that have been the difference here in a 1-touchdown lead by these Lancers. It is a new squad and a new year for this Orange Lutheran team. A touchdown that gives them the lead here midway through the 2nd.
14-7. The Orange Lutheran Lancers have stormed into Bellflower and overcome this rowdy Bosco crowd early on to take a 14-7 advantage with 7:36 left to go in the 2nd quarter. It's Orange Lutheran and Bosco. Bosco will be receiving the kick when we get back on the National Sports Radio station.
Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all: pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all.
Back here in Bellflower, California, 14-7. Orange Lutheran leads the Braves here with 7:36 to go in the second quarter. The kick is going to be bobbled by Shea Fields at the 1. He picks it up. Fields gets to the outside. Fields makes a cut, but is taken down at the 12-yard line. And that's where Josh Rosen and the Bosco offense come out. Everything, it seems, is going Orange Lutheran's way here early in the ball game.
Josh Rosen needs to really put up a great drive right here. They need to get points up on the board at this point. Their defense has been struggling, so the offense needs to lead the way in this game.
Seemed like some miscommunication on the kickoff that time between Fields and Wadood. Fields picked it up after it bounced a couple of times. Would have been better off letting that thing go into the end zone. Instead, Bosco has the ball at their own 11 here. Bad field position, but Sean McGrew helps out a little bit as he has a hole up the middle. Gains about 7. It's going to be key for Sean McGrew and that Bosco running attack to get going. Quickly moving is the Bosco offense before flags fly, and this might be a false start on the Braves this time. I know they have a quick-moving offense, but that was a little bit too quick that time.
Yeah, well, we have this crowd that has been non-stop rowdy ever since we started the game. I mean, they can barely even hear the whistles here. We still have half the players playing here as these whistles are blowing. It's been a fantastic outing so far, and this crowd has been electrified now after a touchdown drive by that Lutheran offense. And the goal for this offense was to have that Bosco team look up on the scoreboard and say, hey, look, we're down and it's almost halftime. This clock has been chewed up very nicely by the Lutheran offense.
Rosen out of the gun, throws to the outside, has his tight end Angelo Quintero, who has a Bosco first down to the 25-yard line. Much needed pickup after going 3 and out on the last drive.
That's how you have to run the offense now, getting those yardage and getting the first downs. They need to just get those quick, little consistent yardages in order to be successful.
Rosen's out of the gun. It's going to be a play action screen pass, bubble screen to Shea Fields. Shea Fields shaking and baking to the outside. The Boise State commit has another Bosco first down to the 42-yard line. So we've seen two different Bosco offenses here tonight. We saw Rosen throw the interception. We saw them move quickly down for a touchdown. We saw them go 3 and out. And here they are quickly moving the ball once again against the Lancer defense.
Well, do you notice that when the offense is rolling, they throw it time and time again to Shea Fields? 3 catches, and it looks like there might be a fourth one out wide.
Well, that time it's going to go to Jaleel Wadood, and he has another first down for St. John Bosco into Orange Lutheran territory to the 45. So those screen passes are just absolutely tearing up this Orange Lutheran defense.
I talked about it in the intro that Jaleel Wadood and Shea Fields are going to be very big impacts, and you can see it on this drive.
1st and 10 for the Braves. It's going to be a play action. A screen again. What's new? Shea Fields has all green in front of him. Shea Fields is inside the 30, and he's taken down at the 26-yard line. That's the Bosco offense we know.
Oh, that was fast. A huge drive down the field so far. Shea Fields, his 4th catch, over 120 yards receiving and a touchdown. He's been the key for this offense as it's just dump off to the receivers, and look at them run after the catch.
Shea Fields is something special as Rosen's going to change the play at the line real quickly here. Move McGrew from left to right. It's trips right for St. John Bosco, and it'll be a play action. No, it won't. McGrew will keep it and get himself about 4 yards. Rosen sold the fake pretty well that time. 2nd and 6 upcoming for the Braves as they're right at the 21-yard line. 14-7, Olu leads. 5:35 left to go, first quarter. Rosen's out of the gun. It's going to be a handoff once again to McGrew, but McGrew is met right at the line of scrimmage. Great job swarm tackling by the Olu D-line, and it brings up a key third down for St. John Bosco at the 20-yard line.
Well, for the second straight play, the Orange Lutheran defense is overloading to the offense's left side. They may find a weakness against that left tackle, number 75, who's struggling to protect not only the pass, but also gave up a huge play against the run.
5 receivers set on a 3rd and 3. Rosen steps up. Rosen throws. It's incomplete, but a flag flies in, and this could very well be against the Orange Lutheran Lancers. Shea Fields claiming he was held on that play.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting a little bit of holding, but we'll see how it is the call here. Ineligible man downfield. And the Orange Lutheran will accept this, and it'll be a 3rd down and 9.
So this will back it up to the 29-yard line. Interesting decision to interesting decision to accept that penalty that time for Orange Lutheran, as it would have brought up a 4th down for Bosco.
Well, that shows respect to the field goal kicker that Bosco has.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but apparently they heard me from up here
Right.
because the referee just signaled that they changed their mind and declined the penalty. So that'll bring out Reed Budrovich and the special teams of the Braves to attempt a field goal here to try to make this a 14-10 Orange Lutheran lead. But you got to think field goal good, field goal no good here. It's a win for the Orange Lutheran defense.
Right, well, with 40 yards away for this field goal try, it is within the range of this kicker. And down by less than a touchdown, if they do indeed convert, forces Lutheran to have to travel down once again.
Budrovich's kick has the distance, but it sails wide right. And Orange Lutheran, with 4:52 left to go in the second quarter, up 14-7, has all the momentum in the world right now, up at the number 1 team in the state of California's house. And we're almost through the first half. Orange Lutheran has dominated this game.
Well, I credit the offensive lines for both sides, as Orange Lutheran has been surprisingly the better offensive line. And I did mention that entire drive. The reason why, I would say single-handedly, Damian Mama getting beat off the snap multiple times, the left tackle for Bosco, may have been the key reason why we see Bosco now down by 7 instead of driving in for another touchdown.
1st and 10, Orange Lutheran's going to have the ball at the 20, but flags fly. And that'll be a false start against that Olu offensive line. And that'll make it a 1st and 15 from the 15. But Orange Lutheran has come in here with that winning mentality that they've had all season long. They're 6-0. Bosco's 6-0. But like you said, like in the intro you made, you know, everyone's looking ahead to Bosco modern day. This might be Bosco's toughest test right here.
Right. Well, I mean, they do indeed need the first seed, and they're not going to get it done with this offensive line play. They need to make a defensive stand here. And another penalty. Boy, if it isn't for these penalties, Lutheran could really run away here. It's been an ugly first quarter for both sides.
Once again, a false start on Orange Lutheran. It'll back it up to the 10-yard line, a 1st and 20 upcoming for Olu. If you're Olu here, you're really just trying to run down the clock and go up at halftime, maybe get another score, maybe tack on a field goal, but this makes it extremely tough, especially when your quarterback Langdon hasn't looked too good throwing the football here tonight. Bosco very well could get a stop here and get the ball back before halftime and try to tie this thing up.
Absolutely. Here we have a run up. No, it's Langdon outside. Oh, look at that.
Canetti breaking loose. Canetti has himself a 1st down, gain of 22.
I don't mean to take the commentary from you, man. That was a huge play. Chris, I have not seen more air action in quite some time, as we just see this running back hurdle over the entire Bosco defense for a huge 1st down. So much for 2 flags on the play. No big deal. 22-yard gain through on the ground.
1st and 10, Orange Lutheran from the Bosco 37. Adam Canetti has run all over this Bosco defense here tonight. Why not give it back to him? Kennedi's going to pass it, and it's intercepted. Jaleel Wadud, the Cal commit, with a huge interception. Jaleel Wadud possibly changing the momentum in this game. Why, Coach Peterson, why do you run it that time? Why do you, I mean, you're doing so well running the ball on the ground. You pitch it to your wide receiver to pass. I like the idea of a trick play to possibly get yourself some more momentum. But if you're Kennedy in that situation, you're getting pressured by Chandler Lanou. He just tosses it up. And instead of an incompletion or a gain that time, Bosco has the ball back at the 42. 1st and 10, Rosen's back to pass. Rosen has all sorts of time. Rosen goes deep for Shea Fields. Shea Fields can't catch it. It's broken up. Number 7, Corey Hollowell on the deflection that time. Incomplete. A crazy series of plays that time as the intensity of this game just turned up a notch or two.
Boy, Hollowell was beat off the snap, and you see the Bosco receiver streaking down that sideline. But the key as you're a defensive back, when the ball is in the air, not to strictly look at the receiver, but also take your eyes back on the ball, because he was beat the entire play, but his awareness at looking back at the football has given him the ability to knock that pass down. This crowd is electrified here after a big interception. See what they have here. Rosen does on a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, handoff to McGrew, and he's met after a gain of 3. But what a huge shift in momentum. It looks like Orange Lutheran was going to drive down the field for another score, but instead they go with the trick play. Their running back, Kennedy, throws it right into the hands of the Cal commit, Jaleel Wadud. That just happened a couple of seconds ago, but here we are, Bosco faced with another 3rd down against this Orange Lutheran defense.
This is a must-convert play right now for Bosco. They need to get this momentum back and score in these final 3 minutes.
Rosen's out of the gun, has Wadud. Wadud takes it, but he's short of the 1st down. Interesting decision coming up here for Jason Negro's squad. 4th and about 1.5 yards from the 50-yard line. And it looks like Rosen and the offense will stay on the field, but I saw him get tackled at the 50. They're giving him the ball back at the 48, so this is going to create a much farther situation that time. I'm not too sure about the ball spot by the referees, and sure enough, they're talking about it right now.
Yeah, I think they called a referee timeout. They may be doing that now, but I personally like the call for Jason Negro to go for it here. Many people might say that you should punt it, but you are down, and Bosco feels confident enough that they can convert on this 4th down, and if they do, it'll be a very big momentum booster for them.
Been a fantastic game so far, 14-7, Chris. And on a 4th down and 3, what do you expect that this team does?
Bosco just needs to run one of those quick screen passes. It's been working all night. I don't know why they've gone away from it here in this drive.
Boy, they face some huge. They face a huge adversity here after being down early, and this crowd is definitely showing it. On its feet on a 4th and 3, a wide set 3 receivers to the left side, and yet again, the Lutheran defense is having all of their defensive line and linebackers shifted over to the offense's right-hand side.
14-7, Orange Lutheran leads with 3:41 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Clock malfunction, apparently. That's why we haven't gotten a playoff in a couple minutes. 3:15 left to go in the 2nd quarter, so clock malfunction that time. So it's a 4th and 4 from their own 48 for St. John Bosco. 3:14 left to go. They trail at home 14-7 to the Orange Lutheran Lancers. Rosen and the offense in a pistol set. He'll change the play at the line. Great crowd on hand here tonight, and they're both on their feet, both sides on their feet here. A big moment in the 2nd quarter. Rosen is going to keep it himself. Josh Rosen has a first down into Orange Lutheran territory. Flag flies in for a late hit on Orange Lutheran. Tack on 15 more yards. Huge pickup of a first down there for St. John Bosco.
Boy, they had the whole crowd and then some fooled by that fake. Josh Rosen, for the fact that he could throw the ball down the field, terrific accuracy. Boy, something to say about that play action ability. He eludes the entire Lancer defense on that play after the entire D buying that play action fake like they would buy insurance. They're all in on that one. And after the fake, it's a 1st and 10 inside the Lancer 30. Huge shift of momentum following the Lancer pick.
5 receivers set. Rosen steps up, fires, and has Shea Fields. Shea Fields breaking tackles, getting to the outside, and has a Bosco first down at the 16-yard line. All they needed was a little bit of momentum. They got it there, and back up and moving is this high-powered Bosco offense.
Yeah, they have a lot of momentum coming right now, and Shea Fields, once he catches the ball, he's not done. He wants to find those extra yards.
1st and 10 for Bosco. It's going to be Rosen. Play action out to Fields. Fields has room to the outside before he's pushed out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him out.
Back out of bounds by number 16, Lucier South.
Lucier South, the highly touted defensive lineman of Orange Lutheran. We'll be touching on him at the halftime show, but
well, he has more letters coming into him than a UPS man. A fantastic play on the outside, preventing the touchdown. After another run up the middle, looks like it does no effort. Touchdown, Braves.
Sean Magoo from 6 yards out gets it into the end zone, and Bosco's an extra point away from tying this thing up at 14. That quick-moving Bosco offense had us a little bit off guard on the call that time. But sure enough, it was a 1st and goal from the 6, and Sean Magoo, the sophomore running back, punching it in for the Braves. And pending the extra point here from Budrovich, the holder is Richard Cole. The kick from the senior Budrovich is up, and it is good. So with 2:32 left to go in the first half, we have a 14-14 game between the St. John Bosco Braves and Orange Lutheran Lancers. What a statement made by the Bosco offense after the interception made by Jaleel Wadood.
Very, very big statement from the Bosco offense, and very good run to get in by Sean Magoo. Just offensive line opened up a hole for him, and he found it, and his little body was able to get through that hole and score a touchdown.
So 2:32 left to go in the second quarter. We're knotted at 14 in this affair of 2 undefeated squads. Orange Lutheran and Bosco both 6-0 coming into this game. Orange Lutheran defeating J. Sarah last week. Bosco demolishing the Santa Margarita Eagles last week, 56-12 at Saddleback College. Be sure to tune in to the TAMS halftime report with Nick and Adam. They'll have scores from around the Trinity League as well as scores from around the CIF Southern section. They'll also recap the first half, give you the stats, and take a look ahead to the second half and touch on some key players, as it looks like there's a good possibility we'll have a 14-all score going into the half here, especially with the way that Orange Lutheran likes to eat up that clock on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, Orange Lutheran certainly has some time to work with after the Bosco Braves on an 8-play scoring drive took less than 2 minutes to tie the game at 14 apiece. We'll see how the Lancers respond here, but it's been all Braves so far ever since the turnover, as it is a touchback and a huge deficit has been erased by this Brave offense on a huge drive down the field. And I've just been amazed at the performance. It's been a bounce-back game ever since the interception. Josh Rosen has been electric so far in the first half. We'll see how this other quarterback does driving his team down the field here. You don't want to give the ball back to the Brave offense. You don't want to risk having a 3-and-out and giving the ball with another a 2-minute situation for Josh Rosen. So I expect some ground game, chewing up the clock, and if they do indeed are unable to move the chains, they do indeed have some time chewed up before halftime.
A little bit Langdon pitching once again. Coletti getting the handoff before he's hit hard by Jaleel Wadood. Gain of 4 that time to the outside. And that's the gains you want on when you're trying to run out the clock like this. 4 or 5 yards at a time is going to get the job done and get us to halftime at a tie score.
Right. Well, the worst thing that that the Lancers could do is give the ball back to the Braves. With some nice running here, now that we're reaching the 2-minute portion, they would like some points here, but you don't want to give the Braves any sort of a second chance. Have it at halftime at 14 apiece, and we'll see what they do here under 2 minutes to go.
This time the handoff's going to go to the fullback, Gutierrez, and Gutierrez is into the open, and he's taken down all the way at the St. John Bosco 36. Brian Gutierrez bursting through the middle of the St. John Bosco defense, and forget running out the clock. You got to score here if you're Orange Lutheran.
Yeah, that's a huge play for Orange Lutheran coming in and getting those big yardage. There was a huge hole opened by that offensive line. And very good run by that fullback.
Huge run from number 20, Garrett Gutierrez, that time out of the backfield. Why not give it back to him? They don't. It's Langdon on the keeper. Good gain to the 30, gain of 6 that time from the Olu quarterback. That triple option offense is tricky. And St. John Bosco's been able to stop it a couple of times, but in reality, really, the triple options had them off guard all night.
No, they have over 150 yards on the ground in the first half. A fantastic first half performance by this offensive line. We'll see what they do here now. Nearing the red zone, flags fly. 57 seconds to go in the first half, all at 14. But it's been nothing but that Lancer offensive line that has given this team life here in the first half.
Well, a false start is going to help out St. John Bosco here, as instead of a 2nd and 4, it's a 2nd and 9 at the 35 of St. John Bosco with 57 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 14 all. St. John Bosco and Orange Lutheran. Langdon's back to pass. Langdon stepping up. Langdon's going to run. Langdon is tackled at the 30. And sure enough, with 38 seconds left to go in the second quarter, Coach Chuck Peterson's going to use his second time out of the half here to try to strategize with his team on how to get the first down here. 3rd and 4, a crucial one upcoming for Orange Lutheran after we get back from this timeout.
Yeah, it is a very big one. They're going to talk about it right here. I would expect them to continue with their triple option, but they may try something else after this timeout, so it'll be very interesting to see how they want to play this out, because they still have one timeout remaining after this one.
There's 38 seconds left to go in the first half from Bellflower, California. It's Bosco 14, Orange Lutheran 14. A key 3rd and 4 upcoming for the Lancers when we get back on the National Sports Radio station.
You're listening to the National Sports Station on Spreaker.com, the proud home of St. John Bosco football. Go Braves!
Back here in Bellflower, California, 14-14. We're all knotted up. Orange Lutheran and Bosco. 38 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. It's a key 3rd and 4 for Orange Lutheran, and they're going to get the first down. Luke Langdon keeping, and he has just enough for an Olu first down. So with 32 seconds left here, the clock will stop and give Orange Lutheran a chance to move the chains. Now that the chains have moved, the clock will start running. Under 30 seconds here left to go in the first half. They'll stick with the run. It's going to be Langdon keeping it himself. Langdon has room down the sidelines, has another first down, and he's down at the 13-yard line as he steps out of bounds to stop the clock. So 20 seconds left, 14 all. I'd say you got to take a shot to the end zone here if you're Orange Lutheran.
Yes, you still have 20 seconds left and you have a first down, but I'd like to acknowledge the presence of mind that the quarterback had there to get out of bounds. That stops the clock and allows Olu to not burn a timeout.
Very smart play that time from the senior quarterback, Luke Langdon of the Lancers. A real leader for Coach Chuck Peterson's squad, as a false start is going to back up Orange Lutheran 5 yards here. Not a very smart penalty in this situation.
Well, we see the lack of talent in between. It's the disparity between the Bosco Braves, led by a very good coach, week in and week out, giving his team a fantastic scheme. And then we see the Orange Lutheran Lancers energized, full of passion so far in the first half, and have rammed the ball down their throat. But the one issue has been the penalties. It's been double-digit flags so far against this Lancer squad.
This time they're going to run it up the middle with Gutierrez, and he'll get himself 7 yards. And it seems like Coach Chuck Peterson's going to be content with a field goal situation there, as he's going to let the clock run down to 3 seconds before calling a timeout. And it appears that the sophomore kicker, Jerry Fitchen, is going to attempt his second field goal of the night. The first one he missed was from 45 yards out. He had the plenty of distance but hooked it wide right. This one should be a little bit easier for the sophomore kicker to try to give Olu a 3-point advantage heading into the half.
That would be a key lead for the Orange Lutheran Lancers to go into this one with a field goal lead. Boy, this has been a fantastic first half, and I'm looking forward to the second half, and including some other scores around the league. We'll take a look at that, including the halftime show right after this. Chris, you have the final play of the first half. It's been all Lancers so far, despite the tie game. It's been penalties that have hurt this offense, including the fact that they have been unable to convert these field goal tries into any points. We'll see what they do here with a very makeable, looks to be like a 28-yard try from the left hash.
The sophomore kicker stands in, Jerry Fitchen, into attempt it. He's 0 for 1 here tonight, as the kick is a line drive up, and it is good. And the Orange Lutheran Lancers have come into St. John Bosco High School homecoming here for the Braves tonight and are spoiling it. They lead the number 1 team in the state of California 17-14 at the half from Bellflower, California. We'll have the TAMS halftime report coming up for you here on National Sports, an affiliate of Spreaker.com, with Nick and Adam. Scores from around the Trinity League, as well as a recap of the first half and a look ahead to the second half. Should be a good one here from Bellflower, as the Orange Lutheran Lancers lead the Braves 17-14 at the half.
Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of St. John Bosco football on the National Sports Radio Network. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the halftime report. This is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. We are here live at halftime. It's the Bosco Braves all knotted up here. It's 17-14 as the Orange Lutheran Lancers coming into St. John Bosco and providing a first half statement, as it has been ground and pound nonetheless. Gutierrez with a huge ramble to give the Lancers a chance for a big-time field goal. We'll take a look around other scores and stats around the National Football League, or around the halftime sports. Right after this, we're going to take a quick break and then get you right back to more high school action. It is the Braves currently trailing the top team in the state of California, down 17-14 in St. John Bosco. We'll take a look after this quick commercial break. You are listening to the National Sports Radio Station on Spreaker.com.
You're listening to the National Sports Station on Spreaker.com, the proud home of St. John Bosco football. Go Braves!
Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all: pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome, as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com.
You're listening to the national sports station on Spreaker.com, the proud home of St. John Bosco football. Go Braves!
Hello and welcome back. It is halftime here in St. John Bosco. Currently, it's a 17-14 lead as the St. John Bosco Braves currently trail on the scoreboard. They have struggled to stop the run and have had a very tough time, Chris, at stopping this Lancer offense. As statistically throughout the first half, it has been all on the ground. Rushing the football for Orange Lutheran has not been a problem. 34 carries for these running backs and 234 yards compiled on the ground. It has been a fantastic effort, as right now it's the Lancers 17 and the Braves 14. Chris, what has been your takeaway so far as we take a look at the first half recap here in St. John Bosco?
Well, I got to say I'm pretty surprised, just because, frankly, of the fact that, St. John Bosco is that #1 team. St. John Bosco is the big favorites, as we've been saying all night long. But it has not surprised me that Orange Lutheran's triple option offense has had Bosco's defense caught so off guard. I mean, you're looking at the stats right now: 234 yards on the ground, 238 yards total. I mean, this Orange Lutheran offense isn't going to pass the ball all over you, and we knew that coming into the game, and certainly we know that now after seeing them pass for 4 yards in one half. But certainly it's enough to get St. John Bosco's defense caught off guard as they trail 17-14 here at the half, and I'm just as surprised as a lot of these people in the crowd.
Boy, it has been a fantastic showing here for the first half. It's homecoming night. Bosco currently trailing on the scoreboard. And those 4 yards did indeed find the end zone, but it has been an inconsistent year so far for Luke Landon. But one thing I do want to credit him on here, as we have an electric crowd in St. John Bosco, one thing I do want to credit Luke Landon is his running ability. He found the end zone on the ground and had some fantastic runs for this Lancer offense on short yardage situations. One statistic that has gone unnoticed throughout the entire first half is the amount of first downs that this team has amassed throughout their first half performance. The offense has been fantastic, not only converting third downs to first downs, but have been moving the chains with regularity. 15 first downs so far in the first half. If it weren't for crucial penalties, false starts, it has been a couple roughing the passer penalties that have given the Braves some fantastic field position, we would see a much different football game, as currently it's only a field goal lead for the Lancers, but they do indeed get the ball to begin the second half. A fantastic outing so far, as we'll take a look at other scores around not only the Trinity League, but also some other high school scores if we get those to you. Right now, It's the Braves 14, the Lancers 17. A field goal contest. We'll be back to St. John Bosco right after this. Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all. Pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. We do indeed have an update on the injury that we saw to begin the game, as that's our only injury, and we have not seen him return to the field. To my belief, as he was carted off, and from what information we've had, that injury will indeed sideline him for the remainder of the game. It was Brandon O'Meara on the first play of the game, ended up being carted off after a huge collision at around the 15-yard line. As these Orange Lutheran Lancers, since that injury, have played for this coach and have played for this organization, as they have come out rolling on all cylinders. 235 yards rushing the football. I'm just astounded on the running game so far. Credit that offensive line led by the center and that interior line for the OLU-led Orange Lutheran Lancers. I want to credit McKay Lutalele for his first half, the center for the Orange Lutheran Lancers. This has been a fantastic first half and a fantastic crowd, as you can hear throughout the first half. Other news from around the high school scoreboard. We're taking a look at a 7-point deficit. University looking over Beckman as we enter halftime in that game. Other influential games are going on right now around the high school scoreboard. We're looking here. Mater Dei, a huge lead over Jay Serra, who has struggled in back-to-back weeks. They lost by 2 touchdowns to a very fantastic Orange Lutheran squad. They're down by 3 scores. It's Mater Dei 24, Jay Serra 7 as we enter the third quarter. Long Beach Poly, 33-0. It's been a beatdown against that Lakewood squad, as that team has found no answers for that Long Beach Poly offense that has been rolling so far throughout the first half. And those are your scores around the high school Southern California section. Boy, we'll give you another quick break. It has been a loud halftime show. Homecoming night between the Braves and the Lancers. Field goal lead by Orange Lutheran. We'll send you back with more halftime analysis right after this. Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all. Pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. Welcome back to the halftime show between the Bosco Braves and the Orange Lutheran Lancers. It's been a fantastic first half for these running backs for the Orange Lutheran Lancers. 81 yards on the ground for Langdon, another 74 for Kinnett, Adam Kinnett, the senior running back, who has been a 1-2 punch for the Lancers so far this year. And Gutierrez kick-started what was a field goal drive to give the Lancers a 17-14 lead. And Chris, what are your thoughts after the first half and how that will translate to the next 2 quarters here, as so far the Lancers will get the ball to begin the second and have been ground and pound. That's been the mantra in the first half.
Well, I don't think it's any secret that 234 yards is not ideal to give up on the ground if you're St. John Bosco's defense. So I think Coach Negro's going to take the defense aside at halftime and just, hey, calm down, guys. I mean, I know it's a tricky offense to stop, and they're going to get their fair share of yardage on the ground, but, you can't allow the big plays. You can't allow them just to gash through your defense like that. So that's something that Bosco needs to shore up in the second half. They didn't get too many offensive possessions because Orange Lutheran was able to eat away at that clock. So the more stops Bosco gets and gets the ball back on offense, Bosco's offense needs to be quick on the offensive side of the ball, because we could have another half like this, and, if you have another half where Orange Lutheran outscores you by 3, you lose the game.
Orange Lutheran holding the ball for 15 and a half minutes to only 8.5 for St. John Bosco. And Adam, real quick, as we take a look at the first half analysis, what has been so surprising to you for this Lancer squad? Because, frankly, it was supposed to be a blowout here, as we were supposed to see St. John Bosco run away with this game. What has been so surprising to you in the first half?
The most surprising thing is the Lancers' ability to produce offense. Up until this game, we haven't seen anyone truly run on Bosco's defense, but this motion and triple option stuff is really causing St. John Bosco to have trouble on defense, and it shows in the score. The Lancers are leading 14-17, and the Lancers have had many missed opportunities that could have resulted in even more points. Bosco needs to figure out a way to stop this. That's what they need to talk about in the halftime right now, and they need to come up with a scheme to stop this triple option. Otherwise, they will get beaten this game.
It's been 7 yards per carry on the ground for that Lancer offensive attack. What has been so surprising is that the Braves, who do indeed average more yards per carry on the season versus the Orange Lutheran Lancers, only 2.7 yards on the ground. They've been forced to throw it, and Josh Ronazin has done a pretty nice job outside of the one tip ball that was intercepted. 10 for 15 passing, 150 yards, and that touchdown that did indeed give the Lancers some sort of fits, but it has been all Lancers so far in the first half. Other scores from around the league, Servite currently leading 17-0 over the Santa Margarita Eagles. And Santa Margarita, they've faced their struggles in the last few weeks, and they currently have a huge uphill battle against Servite. Your thoughts on that game?
That surprises me. I mean, Santa Margarita has been one of the premier programs in the Trinity League the last couple of years. I mean, they're only 2 years removed from a state championship, so I mean, obviously it's a rebuilding process for Coach Harry Welsh's team, and obviously we saw Bosco go in there and smack down on Santa Margarita last week, but for them to be down to a Servite team that's still on the way back, rebuilding after losing their coach to Crespi Troy Thomas, one of the best coaches in the CIF Southern section, it surprises me that they're up 17-0 against that high-powered Margarita offense. I mean, we saw KJ Costello and that offense only amount to 12 points against Bosco's defense last week, but that's Bosco's defense. Bosco's defense isn't Servite's defense. It's, I'd say, a notch above, but that surprises me a lot that Santa Margarita trails 17-0 at the half to the Servite Friars.
Well, obviously Bosco bottled them up last week, but all season long they have had some fits, not just in league but also outside of the league. Watching Santa Margarita struggle last week, your thoughts on how this entire squad has fallen apart in the last few years, and if indeed they can come back in this game, what do you believe will be the catalyst, and if they can come back in the second half? Can it be a passing game, or what's the strength for the Santa Margarita team, as on offense and defense they're struggling altogether in the first half?
Well, I mean, it really starts with that sophomore quarterback, and he's young, which is good for Coach Harry Welsh because, you know, you're just starting to break him into the mold as far as Trinity League play goes. And so, I mean, it's a rebuilding process for Santa Margarita, and while it's tough at the moment, it's going to pay off in a couple of years because Coach Welsh's team is a fantastic coach, and he has a lot of great kids out there in that Rancho Santa Margarita area who know to play really, really solid football. So,
okay, let's be honest. We're not entirely focused on Servite at the moment because we just see the St. Louis Cardinals down. They have beat down on the LA Dodgers, who really sneaked their way into this next round of the playoffs. 9-0 lead for the St. Louis Cardinals. Anyone who follows Major League Baseball a huge gaffe for the LA Dodgers, who look to have another contest against the Cardinals next time out. Oh man, that is a disappointing first half.
Next time out, next season. Dodgers are done. Another year without a World Series championship. It's been 26.
Man, are the Bosco Braves done? Do you see any sort of a chance? It's been fireworks in the air. We have fireworks in the sky right now. Boy, any sort of a chance in the second half for the Braves to come back?
A lot going on for halftime here, but back to the game. I mean, 17-14. It's a 3-point deficit. I think Bosco will shore up on the defensive end, but I mean, if they pull this, if they don't run with those screen passes on offense, it's going to be extremely difficult to move downfield against this Orange Lutheran defense because, I mean, Josh Rosen, fantastic quarterback. He's got fantastic receivers. He's throwing them right on the money, but that secondary of Orange Lutheran is breaking up almost every single pass that Rosen's thrown over the middle, and one of them was intercepted. So Chad Johnson's going to have to come up with a new game plan that doesn't involve passing over the middle unless really the run game can get going for the Braves. I know Sean McGrew had that 6-yard score in the second quarter to tie things up at 14 at the time, but I'd like to see Chad Johnson get a little bit more of a mix between run and pass in the second half to come back against Orange Lutheran. Bosco trailing 17-14 at the half.
Fireworks in the air at St. John Bosco. It's the Braves currently up. It's 17-14 Lancers. We'll take a quick break and give you our thoughts on the second half and what indeed the Braves need to do to come back in this game. Lancers 17, Braves 14, the National Sports Radio Network on Spreaker.com. Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com. For those of you just tuning in, the Lancers in a surprise first half lead, currently up 17-14 over the heavily favored number 1 ranked in the state of California, those St. John Bosco Braves. And the key has been the rushing attack for the Lancers that has not only chewed up the clock, it's been a 2-to-1 ratio time of possession, 15.5 to 18.5 in favor of those Lancers. But it also has been the ability for Langdon to not only throw the football that we haven't seen all year long, but running the football in the first half, as the Lancers quarterback has rushed for 81 yards and has also found the end zone on a 5-yard plunge that gave the Lancers a 14-7 lead that they currently take into the half, a field goal contest between the Lancers and the Braves. St. John Bosco will indeed receive to begin the second half, as we are just about set for kickoff, a few minutes away as we are concluding our halftime and our halftime ceremonies. Fireworks are in the air, as we mentioned, as we also have celebrations here in the middle of the field. But also, the Braves have had a tough time celebrating anything other than halftime, as currently St. John Bosco has had a tough time passing the ball. But when indeed they have found their rhythm, it's when they dump the ball to their electrifying receivers, giving them opportunities to make run after the catch. As most of Sam Field's 90 yards receiving on 6 receptions, including a touchdown strike that gave the Braves a chance, was run after the catch. He has found a lot of lanes after catching the football, 59 yards after the catch. And also Jaleel Wadood, a fantastic runner after the catch, has found his 49 yards running with the football. If you can spread the ball to those two receivers, number 1 Fields and number 2 Jaleel Wadood, this team has a chance. Offensively, they have been in a fight but have been able to create some sort of a rhythm, led by their junior quarterback, Josh Rosen. It has been a wild first half, as we did not expect a Lancer lead heading into the halftime break, but that is indeed the story. and you will catch the entire second half as Chris Sylvester will have the second half call live from St. John Bosco in Week 2 of the Trinity League. The Braves and the Lancers from St. John Bosco. Another quick break, and we promise right after this, it's the second half between the Lancers and the Braves, a field goal contest between these two teams, which rank in the top 20 in the state of California. Fantastic second half on tap right after this. Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all: pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com.
You're listening to the St. John Bosco Football Halftime Report. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the national sports station on Spreaker.com, the proud home of St. John Bosco football. Go Braves!
Boy, this has been a wild contest. But Chris, I'm getting a little hungry. Where do you want to go after the game?
I'm thinking about going to right down the street from here, Tam's Pizzeria.
Wow, Tam's Pizzeria. What all do they have?
They have pizza, wings, burgers, and more. They have it all. They have it all.
They do have it all, don't they? So, speaking of Tam's Pizzeria, we'll get to the phone number in just a second, but we're trying to figure out ways in order for you guys to get connected with Tam's Pizzeria. Make sure to look for the your local listings for extra Tam's Pizzeria. Boy, I totally screwed that up, didn't I? We're having kickoff here to begin the second half. Lancers and the Braves. Chris, you have the call. It's a touchback, and
17-14. After that touchback from the kicker, Jerry Fitchman. Fitchman 1 for 2 for field goals in the first half, and we've seen his leg strongly showcased on those kickoffs. All of them have been touchbacks off his leg except for one so far here tonight. Bosco and Josh Rosen will take over at the 20-yard line, and if you're St. John Bosco here, you got to think that you got to drive down and score.
Yes, this is a huge drive, and they need to get points. They need to set the tone for the rest of the second half.
They got to work with that quick tempo because Orange Lutheran, as we saw in the first half, loves to run time off that clock as it's a play action. Screen pass out to Shea Fields. Shea Fields shaking and baking his way out of bounds after a gain of about 5. The Boise State commit has been very, very instrumental in Bosco's offensive attack as tonight he has caught 7 balls for 95 yards.
Boy, this offense needs to get into a rhythm. They need to get connected. Same with you to Tam's Pizzeria. Call number is 562-925-7700 as we have another big play up the middle.
There goes Sean McGrew to the outside. The sophomore has one man to beat. Touchdown, Braves! Tams brought him luck. Sean McGrew delivering the score from 75 yards out. That sophomore in number 5 for St. John Bosco is ridiculous.
Amazing job. That was a beautiful run, just a huge hole opened by that offensive line. Was able to get right through there, and that his speed is unbelievable, especially for a sophomore. Just unbelievable right there, and a great way to start off this drive. It really boosts the momentum for the rest of the second half, and Reed Budrovich's extra point is good.
Right away, a two-play, 80-yard drive from that high-powered Bosco offense. I said at halftime they got to get it growing on the ground too. 75 yards to the house. I think that'll do.
Well, their running game was completely non-existent. They come back with a huge play delivered by a long touchdown run. And now since the Braves have a lead, it's up to not only that running attack, but the mix of run and pass by Luke Landon. The senior quarterback needs to come of age here if the Lancers hope to make a huge upset over these heavily favored St. John Bosco Braves.
Well, notoriously, Bosco is a second-half team in close games. If you remember, back in Week 3, when Bosco took on the Chandler Wolves out of Arizona in the Mission Viejo Classic, this Bosco team trailed 28-17 at the half with a backup quarterback. They trailed by 3 at the half here with their first-team offense, and 2 plays to the house. All of a sudden, they lead 21-17, 11-23 third quarter.
I said it before, it's second half momentum. Reed Budrovich kicks it off, and it is received at the touchback. But as I was saying before, this is what starts off. Your first drive starts for the rest of the second half. If you have a good first drive, you generally will have a good first half. And if you have a bad one, it is very hard to turn that around. So it's very, very good to see Sean McGrew get a touchdown for St. John Bosco.
He delivered there.
He did, didn't he? Boy, he does a very nice job finding the holes in the lane. And I mentioned in the first half, this offensive line struggling to create running lanes and any sort of pass protection. Boy, did that script completely flip to be in the second.
Well, this time it's going to be that handoff to the fullback, Patrick Reardon. He'll get himself 5 or 6 on that, and so a good push by the offensive line, and that fullback run is just working very well to pick up 5-6 yards so far here tonight against the Bosco D.
It is, and this Bosco D needs to feed off the momentum the crowd has right now after Sean McGrew's run. They need to get the big stops right now to take the momentum out of the Lancers.
Well, they certainly had momentum at the half, but I think it's shifted back in Bosco's favor now as it's going to be Langdon keeping and getting a first down for Orange Lutheran.
Boy, the Braves are really struggling to stop the run, and I've said that 1,000 times, but I am surprised at the fact they're running a 4-3 package. They're having the 8th man in the box, having the safety Wadood on the strong side coming into the box to stop the run, and they still are giving up 5, 6, 7-yard gains play after play. It's been a first half of authority running the football. They start the second with a pass.
Langdon back to pass. Langdon, before he could get away, was brought down by a plethora of Braves. Ivan Martinez, the senior, getting in on the action that time. Loss of 3 on the play. And a big defensive stop that time for St. John Bosco. It's going to force a second and long.
You can credit Nigel Hale and Brett Baldwin there getting coverage downfield and not allowing quarterback to any shot of passing the ball. Very good coverage in the secondary there.
First time tonight, Luke Langdon's been taken down behind the line of scrimmage. But like we were talking about the triple option offense, I mean, it's a tricky one to study, especially for a high school defense. It's going to be Langdon keeping it again and getting hit again. No, it's not. He fooled us all. It's a pitch out to Canetti on the carry. I mean, they fooled Malik Dorton. Malik Dorton absolutely hammered Luke Langdon that time. And as a quarterback, you give yourself up when you pitch the ball out like that and run a fake.
Well, I've been surprised at the lack of pursuit by this defense, but you see the strong suit in the second half pursuing the football. And Matthew Hannon, one of the top receivers in the Trinity League, without a catch so far in the first half. We'll see how he does here on a 3rd and 9.
Well, this time it's going to be that run with the fullback. Reardon carried it, but he's going to be about a yard short of the first down, and you'd have to think with that push that the offensive line is giving of the Lancers that, you know, even though you're at your own 42, you're going to go for it here.
Go for it here. The rushing game has been so good for you. Just run it right up the middle. Run behind your center, number 50, Lotulele, and try and create some room as they do here. Langdon picks up the first, no big deal. Langdon, another huge carry on the ground, moving the chains. It's been a first half of dominance, and they continue that here in the second.
And that's the luxury of running the triple option. You have all those backs in the backfield with you. Langdon gets that extra push on that QB sneak that's been very effective on short yardage situations when you need to pick up a first down if you're Orange Lutheran.
Yes, it has been. Bosco hasn't been able to stop those 4th and 1s, and it's keeps those drive goings, which is deflating for a defense.
1st and 10 for Olu at the 44. Langdon's back to pass. Langdon's going to step up. Langdon's going to throw. No surprise there. He overshot his receiver again. Not to bag on Langdon, but he's more of he works as a triple option quarterback. He's not going to beat you with his arm, but he's a very smart football player, and that's what we talked with Coach Peterson about before the game.
Yeah, well, he's beaten himself with his arm. He's done a terrible job throwing the ball down the field. But Langdon does indeed have some running ability, which has given this Lancers squad a chance. And on a 2nd down and 10, look for another big gain on the ground as they have indeed carried this team with these 2 running backs.
Ball's on the ground. And I think St. John Bosco has it. Sure enough, they do. Miscommunication between Luke Langdon and fullback Patrick Reardon. They put the ball on the ground and Malik Dorton fell on it. 1st and 10 Bosco. The momentum has swung back in the favor of the home team, the St. John Bosco Braves. 1st and 10. They're going to have it in Olu territory.
Huge and great awareness by Jacob Tuoti Mariner. Very good awareness. Ball was thrown around there, and he was able to hop on it. And now the Bosco gets the ball back, but they did receive a penalty at the end, which will back them up. But Bosco did get that ball back, and now it'll be very good if they can turn this turnover into points.
Fumble's great, but the penalty after is not.
Yeah, well, one thing that the Braves have struggled with is the field position, let alone the time of possession and all the rushing problems that they've had. Crowd is on its feet still despite a deficit. We'll see how this Braves offense responds here after the long touchdown run and a fumble recovery by the defense.
So Rosen and the Bosco offense will start at their own 45. It's going to be a play action. Rosen's pressured, has to flush out to the right, throws a long bomb over the middle, and Jaleel Wadood comes down with it. Wadood is tripped up inside the 20. Johnny Manziel-like of Josh Rosen that time, eluding the tackle, throwing it up and having his receiver come down with it. 1st and 10 Braves, a red zone opportunity for the Bosco offense.
Abracadabra, and the magical play continues for this quarterback. It's now over 200 yards through the air for Josh Rosen, a season high, and now this team is back in the red zone.
It's going to be the run with McGrew. McGrew, touchdown Braves! His 3rd touchdown of the night. And that sophomore running back, we can't say it enough, has been the difference maker all season long. Bosco has some breathing room, up by 10 with 8:12 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Give this team a chance, and they will bite you right upside the backside. It is a huge play by the running back finding the end zone, but Josh Rosen, fantastic second half performance, and so far it has been all Braves to begin the second. The Lancers have a huge uphill battle up in front of them, as leading by 3. It looked like the Lancers could indeed pull away with this one, but it's been crucial opportunities missed. Not only the penalties, but also the turnovers are now starting to bite this Lancer squad. You can't go into St. John Bosco and commit not only a fumble in your own end, but throw a terrible interception straight to the DB. And then also, on that drive alone, we see 2 plays where the defense has no clue what they're doing. An untouched running back to the end zone and a huge play down the field where the receiver was not even touched until he was inside the red zone. An 11-point contest, Chris, and in my mind, might be too much for this Lancer team to come back for.
Especially with the way the offense runs so slowly. And, they'll get the yardage they need, but is it going to be enough to drive 80 yards with the leg of Budrovich, who's likely going to kick it back for a touchback?
Boy, Langdon has to have a fantastic second half in order for this team to come back. An electric crowd is certainly seen at full throat. Certainly at full throat. We have seen a fantastic crowd here so far in the second half. We are inches away from each other and can barely even hear. So far, it's an 11-point game. Braves 28, Lancers 17, 8-12 remaining in the third quarter. We have kickoff with Budrovich as it's an end-over-end boot, which will be taken in the end zone for a touchback.
Bosco will start at the 20. Up 28-17 with 8:12 left to go in the third quarter. And like Nick was saying, with this slow-moving triple option attack, it might just be too much for the Lancers to overcome.
Well, I don't think we can count them out yet, but they definitely need to get something more going. They have been able to drive down, and we're still only in the third quarter, so they have the ability and time to do it. It's just a matter of will they execute it.
So 28-17, a big shift of momentum here in the second half as Bosco has scored 2 quick touchdowns, both on the ground by Sean McGrew. Nick, I know it's your first time being with us on the broadcast, but how impressed have you been by the sophomore here tonight?
Boy, it has been a fantastic showing for not only the sophomore, but the entire team. The passing game certainly improves because of him playing, and now down by 11, I believe that this is too much of a deficit for the Lancers to come back, but we have seen stranger things before here, especially in this game. And yet another run. That's been the only constant for the Lancers.
This time it's going to be a little trick play as Pickell is going to get himself out towards the first down marker and sure enough spin his way to a first down for Orange Lutheran. So if you factor out the 2 turnovers, this is probably a lot different of a contest right now.
Right, well, I want to also take a flashback to the first half, where late in the first quarter, Orange Lutheran on their second drive had a chance to pull away like they did last week against Jay Serra, but they keep the Braves in the game with a huge missed opportunity on an interception. And now we see the running back who threw the INT earlier with a tackle for loss. He's hitting the backfield for a huge loss.
Christian Holland and Malik Dorton, the USC commit, on the loss that time. Big loss on the play for Orange Lutheran. That's the only negative of that pitch play. You take the pitch so far in the backfield that if you're met right there, you really have nowhere to go.
The pursuit of the Braves defense has certainly come alive so far in the second half. And now on a second and long, look for this team to air it out as they have finally a 3-wide set.
Langdon's only completed 1 pass here tonight as Gutierrez gets the carry and only gets 2. So a 3rd and 15 upcoming for these Lancers. And what a job it would be by the St. John Bosco defense stopping them and forcing them to punt.
So far, I would give the player of the game on the defensive side to Chandler Lanou, who leads this team in tackles so far in today's contest and forced that last fumble that gave the Braves this big of a lead. 3rd and 15. If the crowd was not alive, it certainly is now.
3rd and 15. Langdon dropped the snap again. It's going to be a delayed handoff, and it's not going anywhere. Canetti got the handoff and went nowhere. Met at the line by that brick squad, Bosco's defensive line, and assuming that it's a normal punt here, Bosco's going to have some pretty good field position.
Yeah, we're finally seeing the big push that this defensive line usually brings. We did not see it in the first half, but they changed their attitude around, and now they are playing what I like to call Bosco defense.
It's an end-over-end kick back to get it. It's Jaleel Wadood, and Jaleel Wadood has some room to the outside, cuts past the 40, past the 45, and he's taken down at the 47. But there is a flag on the field. We do apologize for the loud PA tonight. We're right next to the speaker. We promise that won't be an issue going forward this season with our broadcast crew.
Man, it has just been a wild first 2.5 quarters for these two teams. And the PA announcer certainly in the groove as well, along with the band for the Lancers side. It has just been an electric first 2.5 quarters. And for a team that only runs the ball, I would say 99% of the time, I'm surprised that the Lancers have created such a fun and entertaining first 2.5 quarters here for both of these teams. But in order for the Braves to run away with this game here, as it appears like they just might do so, as the third quarter is down to its final 5 minutes, Josh Rosen needs to convert third downs to first downs, especially through the air. When they find their receivers, put them in space on nice screen plays, and have a good mix of run and pass like they've done in the first half, they can create some plays.
So after the holding call on that Wadud punt return, that'll have Bosco start at their own 25. Back to the ground, going to Sean McGrew, go the Braves. Why not? He picks up another 9. That sophomore running back, I cannot rave enough about him.
It is amazing to see what he's done. He's a sophomore, and we still haven't even seen him develop into the player that he will.
2nd and 1. Rosen's going to pass it. It's Jordan Harris on the reception, and Jordan Harris has a first down, but a flag flies into the backfield. And I saw Josh Rosen go down late. That could very well be another 15 yards against Orange Lutheran.
Boy, the penalties are piling up. But how do you stop that, to be honest, Chris? What they do here, as we mentioned yet again, is the Braves throw yet another screen pass. What Rosen will do is take the shotgun snap, immediately look to his left-hand side where you have your outside receiver run in for the pick. Well, what he's effectively doing, especially in man-to-man coverage, which is what the Lancer defense is doing, you're taking one man to block 2 men. Block the inside guy and also block the guy that's man-on-man with you. And what that effectively does is create a pick for the inside man to run an outside pattern, which is what we saw the receiver do there. Nice pitch and catch for 1st and 10.
After the roughing pass or the penalty, Bosco's going to have the ball in Orange Lutheran territory. Rosen fires to Wadud. Touchdown Braves! 47 yards through the air. Rosen hooking up with the Cal commit, Jaleel Wadud. And that close game we had at halftime is close no more. 34-17, the Braves lead the Lancers with 4:32 to go in the third quarter.
Wow, what a fantastic eruption of points. There was, I don't know what Gatorade or what sort of halftime speech that was given to these players during the halftime report, but it certainly worked. And I want to give Jason Negro a lot of credit, if not for just this third quarter, but for their first half resilience coming through the biggest of adversity after quickly being down 7-0, and that rushing attack pounding the Braves for over 225 yards throughout the first half. They have come back with a vengeance with 21 unanswered points. We do have a flag down, which makes this PAT a lot tougher. But if there's been any sort of adversity overcome, they can certainly make this PAT try. 34-17. Did you expect this, Chris?
Not at all, just because of the way that Orange Lutheran really shut down Bosco's offensive attack and kind of dominated the clock. But it's been all St. John Bosco and exactly what they wanted to come out here and do in the second half. And that's why we played 2 halves of football. Orange Lutheran won the first half, but Bosco dominating the second half. They outscored Orange Lutheran 21-0 here in the third quarter. Still 4:32 left to go. PAT good from Budrovich, 35-17. And Adam, we were at the Chandler game. We broadcasted that game like we've been broadcasting all of them here on Spreaker.com. We saw Bosco overcome a 28-10 deficit earlier this year with their backup quarterback, Andrew Katnick. Yeah, that was impressive, but doing it against the Trinity League school is a little bit more impressive.
This is very impressive to see. And in the first half, I just kept wondering, when is Bosco going to play their game? They were not getting good offensive yardage, and we're not getting the push we usually see on defense. But it seems like they turned out to be their old team in this second half. Very good to see. And this score, 35-17, really doesn't tell the whole story because Orange Lutheran has held Bosco to a very respectable amount of numbers up until the last 2 or 3 drives of theirs.
It's crazy how quickly that Bosco offense just moves down the field like that. Very reminiscent to the Oregon Ducks. As Budrovic's kick is away and it sails into the end zone. His leg gets stronger as the night goes along, as well as the Braves' spirits. 35-17, they lead the Orange Lutheran Lancers here in Bellflower, California. 4:32 left to go in the third quarter when we get back.
You're listening to the national sports station on Spreaker.com, the proud home of St. John Bosco football. Go Braves!
Back here in Bellflower, California, 4:32 left to go, third quarter action. Bosco 35, Orange Lutheran 17. It's been a lopsided affair here in the second half. It's going to be Langdon keeping on the first offensive play this drive for the Lancers, and he'll get himself about 8 yards to the outside, but he was hit hard after that play.
Boy, you could hear that hit all the way up here in the booth. It has been a very, very entertaining first half, and we're into the second quarter here. If the Lancers want to make it a game, they're going to have to throw the football. That's to say the least. They have done a very good job. The Braves have stopping the run here in the second.
It's going to be Langdon keeping again. Langdon to the outside, and Langdon gets hit hard again. Pays the price, but picks up the first down for Orange Lutheran. 35-17, the Braves lead the Lancers here. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter from Bellflower, California. Both these teams 6-0, but if things keep it up like they are here in the third quarter, it appears that Orange Lutheran is going to be the team with the sad bus ride back home with their first loss of the year.
Boy, this offense is coming back here strong to end the third quarter. We'll see if it's enough.
It's going to be Langdon pitching out to Coletti. That pitch play has worked almost all night as it's a 6-yard gain. Adam Canetti's gotten the bulk of carries for Orange Lutheran here tonight. The big story, though, Luke Langdon passed for over 150 yards last week, had a good week through the air. He's thrown one completion for 4 yards here tonight.
Well, when you face the Braves defense, throwing for 4 yards is an accomplishment. But we'll see what goes on here, as on a second down, it looks like they go to yet another running play on a triple option.
It's going to be Langdon keeping, and it'll be a yard short of the first down. Third and short hasn't been a problem for Olu here tonight, so you'd expect them to convert in this situation right here.
I do, and even if they can't convert on this one, they'll go for it on fourth, which I think they can convert. They might just do another fullback dive right here, which I wouldn't be surprised. They have been very good in these 1-2 yard plays the entire day.
Third and short. It's going to be Langdon keeping, and Langdon has himself a first down out towards midfield. So, although he's not passing the ball well at all, he's certainly got some good legs.
Well, if there's anything more automatic than the Lancers converting third and shorts, then make sure to let me know, because it has been all on third down and short, all Lancers here. We'll just see if these conversions net to points.
First and 10. Ball sits at the 49 of Olu. It's going to be that fullback run, and it's Patrick Reardon getting himself about 6 yards on that fullback run. And that fullback run, why not stick to it? I mean, it's gotten you the bulk of yardage tonight on the ground. I mean, the pitches to the outside to Adam Canetti, the senior running back, has worked for you too, but why go away from that? I mean, those were two things that caused the turnovers. You had your wide receiver throw a pass, and you had miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back. So you eliminate those two things. Orange Lutheran sticks with the game plan. They might still be on top here. Instead, it's a 2nd and 4, and they trail 35-17, under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Langdon keeps and has himself another Orange Lutheran first down.
because every single big play that the Lancers have had on the ground, let's face it, they haven't had any through the air. On the ground, I've been very impressed with their interior play. But outside of an occasional run to the outside, the bulk of their yardage has been between the tackles. And I want to credit that offensive line for giving this Lancers squad a chance, because without this line, they have no shot here as they go another pass.
Langdon back to pass. Langdon down the sidelines, and he's almost intercepted by Jaleel Wadood. I don't know if he would have been able to keep a foot in bounds, but a very athletic try at that one by the Cal commit, who's already caught himself a touchdown on the offensive side. We were talking about it in the pregame meeting this week. Jaleel Wadood, very effective for the Braves because he is a flex player. He plays on both sides.
Yes, he does play on both sides. He has incredible stamina, and he jumped very high for that ball. And even though he didn't intercept it, he did disrupt the pass, which is very, very good. And it just shows how good the Bosco secondary really is.
2nd and 10. Orange Lutheran has the ball at the Bosco 40, and Langdon's going to keep and dive towards the 35. So a 3rd and 5 upcoming for Orange Lutheran here. Interesting decision for Coach Peterson. Do you go to that pitch play? Do you keep it with the Langdon on the ground, or do you hand off to your big fullback to get you those 5 yards?
Well, with all these questions, I'd make sure to only tell you one big answer. And at this rate, the answer for who we're having on our post-game show may be Jaleel Wadood. We mentioned just a little bit earlier. As he's had a fantastic game, we'll see what his defense does here.
It's going to be that pitch play to Canetti, and Canetti is going to be taken down after just a gain of 1. So a 4th down, and you got to think down 35-17 with time winding down here in the 3rd quarter that Coach Peterson's going to have his offense on the field here, 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Wadood, along with others, in on that tackle. And, boy, we definitely have a huge MVP performance upcoming for Wadood. But on 4th and 5, they may go to their first big pass play of the night here as the crowd on its feet and the Lancers out in another triple option set. We'll see if a run is the call.
Under center comes Langdon like he's been all night. On a 4th and 4, it's going to be that fullback handoff, and I don't think Patrick Reardon got it. He did not. Turnover on downs. Josh Rosen and the Bosco offense get the ball back with 29 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Bosco leading 35-17.
Yeah, this very good stop by the defense there, and it's going to be interesting to see what Josh Rosen can do with the ball. Right here, I'd expect more of a run and maybe develop into a pass at this point. But Bosco has been able to have great success with whatever they're doing on offense, whether it be a screen pass, deep pass, or a run, especially to that sophomore Sean McGrew in the backfield.
Sean McGrew's already rushed for 3 touchdowns here tonight. Rosen's thrown 2 touchdown passes, one to Wadood, the Cal commit, the other one to Shea Fields back in the 1st quarter. The Boise State commit, who's been getting a lot of attention from Pac-12 schools as of late, as they're going to go to the ground. Sean McGrew breaking free, and he has himself a 1st down all the way up to the Bosco 47.
With all the penalties for the Lancers, the turnovers, interceptions, bonehead decisions, one impact play that will not show up on the stat sheet is a 4th down and 5 run up the middle when you've done that every single play all night. I did not agree with the call, and now the offense that has worked so well all drive now sitting on the sideline as this offense for the Braves will continue their drive after this. It's the end of 3. And the Braves up 35-17, and it looks like the St. John Bosco Braves are pulling away from this one, but we'll give you final action here from St. John Bosco as it is a huge 17-point lead for the Braves. 4th quarter action right after this, live from Bosco with Chris Sylvester and your commentators, Nick Rice and Adam Harrison. Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all. Pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome as Tams is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tams Pizzeria. They have it all.
Fourth quarter action from Bellflower, California. St. John Bosco, the number 1 ranked team in the state, up 35-17 on the number 16th team ranked in the state, the Orange Lutheran Lancers. Just got done with a third quarter in which Bosco outscored Orange Lutheran 21-0. Here they start with the ball at midfield, a 2nd and 6 upcoming for St. John Bosco's offense. But my, oh my, have they ever pulled away in this second quarter from the Orange Lutheran Lancers. It's a pistol set, 2 receivers to each side. Rosen's going to change the play at the line. It's been a fun night here tonight. Homecoming for St. John Bosco. Had a cool ceremony that involved fireworks at halftime, and it's been even a better game for us football fanatics as a 2nd and 6 play is going to be Rosen passing to the outside, and Jaleel Wadood can't get it. Good coverage that time for Orange Lutheran, and you're down 35-17 here, still 11-17 to go in the fourth quarter. Got to get a stop here on third down.
To have any sort of a chance, their defense has to make a play here. Most likely, the Braves here on a 3rd and long are to go to the pass and look for Jaleel Wadood with 4 receptions. He's lined up in the slot.
5 receivers set. Rosen's out of the gun, faces pressure, throws, and he has Shea Fields, but Fields is a bit short of the first down. Getting into Orange Lutheran territory to the 46-yard line. They'll mark him short, and it appears that Jason Negro, who's not a very conservative coach, is going to play it conservative here and send out the punting unit.
No, he isn't a very conservative coach, and I wouldn't have been surprised if he did attempt to go for it there, but I think he's just doing the smart thing here and punting the ball and making it harder for just making the Orange Lutheran offense chew up more clock because they haven't been able to throw down the field too well.
You got to think Luke Langdon's going to have to start throwing the ball at least decently if Orange Lutheran wants to come back as flags fly, and this one is going to be a delay of game penalty on the St. John Bosco Braves.
Well, if I could be a quarterback and never once throw the ball for more than 4 yards, I think I could have a job here, and not only on the booth but also on the field. When your offense runs for over 250 yards, including 230 in the first half, I'm surprised that the Lancers are struggling so much on offense. It's been mistakes, it's been turnovers, sure, but I can't really pinpoint one real reason why the Lancers should not be leading in this game. Their offense has been explosive, so outside of Luke Landon, it really has just been an awful showing here on the defensive side.
Especially here in the second half, as Bosco is even on that last drive that the Orange Lutheran's defense stopped Bosco. It's really been a second half where Bosco's offense has made it look easy. So Orange Lutheran, after the punt from R.D. Coles, is going to get the ball at their own 20-yard line. Langdon comes under center. It's going to be a screen pass. There's the second completion of the night from the senior, but that's going to go for a loss of 1. Adam Kinnett, the running back, made the reception. And Mr. Langdon, when we talk about passing the ball, we're not talking about those type of passes. We're talking about getting downfield.
Right, it's just so frustrating to see an offense that only has one missing link, and that's the play at the quarterback position. He can run the ball like a running back, but he plays quarterback like a running back. He cannot throw more than just these simple routes time and time again. And I also want to mention that statistically he may look like a great quarterback at times, but outside of one average performance against Woodrow Wilson, which is a below-average school to begin with, 2-4 on the season, and it looked like, based off of the scores, it looks like they're going to fall to 2-5 tonight. Outside of that performance, Langdon has struggled all season long, which has really hindered his status as trying to promote himself beyond high school into the college ranks. 35-17 score. if you want to make your name felt, it's got to be done throwing the football here down by 18.
We do have an injured Brave on the field. It was Jaleel Wadood. He was down for a bit, probably just some cramping as the Cal commit, with good pleasure to this Bosco crowd, is walking off the field himself and looking as jolly as can be. So 2nd and 11 coming up here for Orange Lutheran. As under center comes Luke Langdon, and it's going to be a run to number 20, Gutierrez, and he's going to get stacked up at the line. So on a 3rd and long, you almost force Langdon to have to go to the air here and test the Bosco secondary.
Yes, I think they would have to at this point, but the Bosco secondary, regardless of whether you want to test them or not, has proved to be very good in the times that they have tried to go to the air. It'll be interesting to see what they'll try to do when they're passing here.
3rd and long situation for the Lancers, and Langdon's going to try to pass it. Langdon's going to keep it, and he's going to be taken down. Nigel Hale and Gabe Madrano, the 2 seniors for St. John Bosco, coming up to make that sack, I guess you can call it, because it looked like he was about to run, but goes down in the books as a sack from Madrano and Hale. And it's going to force Orange Lutheran to have to punt from their goal line here. Back to receive for the Braves, senior Brett Baldwin.
Well, it's unfortunate, but the sophomore offensive tackle, he's a very small 245 pounds. He just got beaten like a drum, and his inexperience showed on that sack allowed. After a fantastic punt, it looks like the Braves may have some work to do, but up by 18, running the football may be the mantra for the rest of the game for this Brave offense.
Well, Nick, I know this is your first time as a part of our broadcast, but if there's anything we know about Jason Negro, he's going to try to run. He's going to try to score as many points as he can on him. I mean, we saw St. John Bosco score 75 points just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, sometimes if you know what you're doing, you don't need a whole lot of exposure to be thrown in there. I mean, we've seen that tonight on a number of occasions, including myself. So now leading by 18, Negro only has one goal for his team. Do not lose possession of the football. Run this clock out, and your team 7-0 in play, and they also pick up another first down there on the ground. So big surprise there.
Sean McGrew has been running all over Orange Lutheran here tonight, just like he has been the last couple of weeks. I mean, this was a kid who didn't get many carries against Dominguez, didn't get many carries against Clovis North, really burst onto the scene with that 89-yard score against Chandler, and it's been through the roof ever since.
Yes, and that 89-yard score, a big number, but at a huge, crucial time, too.
It's going to be Rosen keeping here. Rosen gets to the outside. Rosen's going to run it, and he has a St. John Bosco first down in Orange Lutheran territory to the 47. Josh Rosen, we've only seen him run it a couple of times here tonight after scoring 4 yards on the ground last week. But that was the game plan coming into the game. Air it out, air it out, air it out against this Orange Lutheran defense that sees nothing but running in practice.
Well, the halftime adjustment certainly worked as they took more shots down the field in the second. Looks like they're going to have no chance there as yet again, it looks like Damian Mama, along with others, giving up the sack there is off the left-hand side. They were beaten like a drum, both the left tackle and the left guard. Lutheran with a huge sack, giving their defense a chance here midway through the fourth quarter.
Keyshawn Lucier South,
right,
the highly, highly touted recruit, giving Damian Mama, a highly, highly touted recruit, all he can handle here tonight, and has been very successful as he beats him again and bats down the pass that was intended for Shea Fields. 3rd and long coming up. Lucier South is really showing why so many colleges want this kid.
Yeah, it really, really is, because he's playing a great game right now against a great person. This is what colleges look at. They look at matching against people who are also going to be big-time people in the NCAA. So it really shows that this man will have a good career in college football.
Absolutely. With that size, stands in at 6'6", 2:15 as flags fly, and it looks like the hard count of St. John Bosco might have gotten Orange Lutheran to jump, and sure enough, they did, so it'll be still a 3rd and long here, but a little bit more manageable for St. John Bosco's offense.
Well, I am fascinated on the back and forth affairs of Derek Mama against Keyshawn Luter South, Damian Mama, two of the top recruits in the Trinity League. Now on a 3rd down and 11, we'll see that battle one more time.
Just a quick reminder as Rosen changes the play here. Servite has done it. They defeat Santa Margarita 30-14. Margarita drops to 0-2 in league play for the first time in a while, as it's going to be a QB draw. Rosen has room to the outside, slides, and is very close to the 1st down marker. Very smart play call that time, as Bosco came out with a 4-receiver set. It was almost certainly going to be a pass, but instead Rosen keeping it himself and is very close to a 1st down, but we do have a Lancer down on the field. Smart play call that time by Chad Johnson and the offensive unit.
Smart play because you spread the defense out, forcing all the secondary to respect the pass, which has been a fantastic contributor to this huge 35-17 lead. Rosen takes the snap. He's looking to throw, but then takes it as if it's a halfback delay. And at the end of the day, it's another 1st down by this offense. We'll take a quick break and be right back to Bosco football here live on the National Sports Radio Network. Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all: pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome, as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all.
Back here in Bellflower, California, 7 minutes to go, 4th quarter action from St. John Bosco High School. The Braves leading the Lancers 35-17. Bosco once again driving on the offensive side of the ball in Orange Lutheran territory at the 35-yard line. Real quickly before we get back to the action here, we mentioned that Servite defeated Santa Margarita 31-14. We have another lopsided affair between Mater Dei and J. Sarah. The Monarchs look like they're on their way to another 2-0 league start. They lead the Lions 38-14 in the 4th quarter down at Saddleback College.
Well, the importance of that game is that despite Orange Lutheran, which we can all assume, despite a fantastic miracle that the Lancers may provide, outside of that, Orange Lutheran is going to fall to 1-1 in league play. But the important part of that J. Sarah loss is they are still a game up with another very viable Trinity League member being those J. Sarah Ball Club. And now at 1-1, Orange Lutheran still has a chance to come back and claim one of the playoff spots in the Trinity League.
Absolutely. It's going to be a battle for that 3rd spot between Servite and Orange Lutheran, but I mean, if you're Santa Margarita and J. Sarah, you got to get a win next week. And J. Sarah facing these Braves at Saddleback College. We'll have the broadcast for you. It's going to be an extremely tough test for the Lions.
Right. Make sure to tune in next week, because it will be a fantastic game, not only for two of the top teams in the state, but also be very significant in the Trinity League, as now it looks like Bosco at 2-0, despite these blowout games, they are still within a game of any of these Trinity League teams, and we'll see how the remainder of the Trinity League plays out here in the remaining moments here of the 4th quarter.
And if there's anything we know about Trinity League play, anything can happen in any given night. 1st and 10 for the Braves at the Orange Lutheran 20 as flags fly. It'll be a offsides on Orange Lutheran. That's the 4th time tonight that hard count has gotten the Lancers.
It really is sad that the Orange Lutheran Lancers came in the first half so excited, but these penalties and mistakes were the Achilles heel now in the second as the clock rolls under 6 minutes remaining. Rosen will change the play, but nevertheless, it looks like this Braves team on the move again. It's a delay give up the middle. There is another gash for another first.
Manesi Anesi getting his first carry of the night. We haven't seen Nos too much, but down in the red zone, that's where the Braves like to use him, and sure enough, he picks him up a first down. First and goal.
Yeah, Nos is more of a power back that you'll see here. He's the one that'll get you those short yardage that you need, but Sean McGrew has been the predominant back, and he has done a great job this evening.
First and goal from the Orange Lutheran 9. It's going to be Nos on getting the carry, and he'll get himself 2 yards that time. We've seen Nos play on the defensive side for the first time in a while here tonight at that linebacker position.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that he's not playing so much in the backfield is because he's playing as a linebacker, and he is doing very well. He does very well on both sides of the field.
Second and goal here for the Braves. It's that pistol look. Rosen's going to pass it. Rosen's going to go for Fields, and it's incomplete. So a third and goal upcoming here for St. John Bosco. Bosco can get into the end zone here and put them at 41 points, 42 if they get the extra point. That'll be the 6th time this season that this Bosco offense has scored more than 40 points, and the only time they didn't do it was on the road against Loyola without Josh Rosen.
Boy, outside of a few injury concerns, Josh Rosen looks like perhaps one of the best recruits. We have a handoff up the middle.
It's going to be Nas up the middle getting the carry, and he's going to be short of the goal line. A 4th and goal upcoming here. And, go for it here if you're St. John Bosco, because you score, you're going to kick off, and assuming Budrovich kicks it into the end zone, you'll give them the ball at the 20. But if you don't get it here, you force Orange Lutheran's running attack to have to drive 99 yards, and this is an Orange Lutheran offense that's completed all but 2 passes. So apparently they agree with me. It's a power set for the Braves. A 4th and goal from the 1. It's going to be the handoff to Nas. Nas barrels over a defender, and he's in. Touchdown, Braves. Manese Anesi, the junior, I'd say seals the deal here. It's 41-17 with 4:01 left to go in the 4th quarter. Clutch touchdown from the junior running back right there.
Yeah, that's what they've been using Nos mostly for, is those short yardage in which they want to get those little yards, the little hard yards that Sean McGrew really doesn't pick up, but that's why they want to use Anesi most, and he loves to hit people when he's going, and Reed Budrovich, the PAT is up, and it is good.
So 42-17 with 4:01 left to go in the 4th quarter. You're listening to the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network, an affiliation of National Sports and Spreaker.com. The Braves are well on their way to a 7-0 start.
Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco Football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com.
Back here in Bellflower, California, 4:01 left to go, 4th quarter action. St. John Bosco has really separated themselves from the Lancers here in the second half. This was a game that Orange Lutheran had a lead at half, 17-14. Believe it or not, now it's 42-17. You saw the real St. John Bosco team here in the second half.
Boy, this offense is delivered, just like Tam's Pizzeria. We'll give you more information on that in the post-game show. Make sure to tune in, as we will have the player of the game for the Braves side. It looks to be a return on the play.
As Canetti's going to return this one to the outside, break a tackle, and get taken down at the 21.
Boy, it's been an entertaining game. Make sure to tune into the post-game show. We'll give you stats and news from around the Trinity League and other high school scores, along with your post-game player of the game here between the Braves and the Lancers, 42-17. And Chris, who do you think should be the player of the game between the Braves and the Lancers?
I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of very good. Obviously, we have a bunch of future Division I athletes out here tonight, but I don't know. Sean McGrew, 3 rushing touchdowns. Can't go wrong with Jaleel Wadud. He's made big plays on both sides of the ball. Chandler Lanew's been all around what's new. And what's new, Lanew? So he leads the Trinity League in tackles, and I'm sure he'll keep that stat as he made a plethora of them again here tonight. As you'd think Orange Lutheran is just going to run out the clock here, as it's going to be a run with Reardon, and he has himself a first down to the 37. So that fullback run, even late in the game, still working.
We're going to look at the post-game stats here, and we're going to see Orange Lutheran pummel the Braves for over 350 yards rushing, and they're going to lose by over 25 points. I find that astonishing, but when you add the fact that they've committed a dozen plus penalties, 2 turnovers, including a bonehead interception, you can kind of start to believe, and including Langdon, who has been the Achilles heel of this team, now that the Bosco Braves are pulling away.
This time it's going to be another run with Reardon, and he's out towards another first down marker. And that's certainly an area of concern for the Braves. They allowed a lot of yards rushing here tonight. What can they do in practice to try to clean that up? Because they face the Trinity League's top rusher in Casey Eugenio next week of Jay Serra.
Yeah, and Eugenio's going to be very, very difficult to stop. And the thing they need to do is they cannot underestimate his speed. They need to study hard in film and practice hard. And if they can do that, they'll be very, very successful in stopping Eugenio, as we saw against the Clovis North game when they stopped their big running back there too.
So Adam is on his way down for his post-game duties, as Nick and I will bring you home here. 42-17, under 3 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter, as we're seeing this triple option attack still get yardage here, but a little too late for the Orange Lutheran offensive attack.
And we'll see this Bosco team next week bring forth an added effort on that defensive line. It has been the Achilles heel. It looks like Langdon's going to hand off on another big play to McGraw. He goes nowhere. It's actually a loss of about a yard.
Tackle made by number 7, Nigel Hall.
Langdon, if you want to see some sort of progress in the next week, I would hope that they do elect to throw the ball here on a 3rd down and short. Nevertheless, it has been all Bosco Braves, especially on the offensive side. We'll see what kind of pressure they dial up, as it's 8 men in the box here on a 3rd down and 2. Give is up the middle, and it looks like they do indeed find what the yardage is needed to move the chains on a 2-yard carry for a Lancer first down and 10. We're now under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. It's the Lancers 17, huge second half collapse over the Braves, who were leading by a field goal, but now currently trail by a huge margin, 42-17, and we are about to wrap it up here in St. John Bosco. It's a toss play and another big night for these running backs. Number 14, J.D. McKell on the carry. He's had his action at safety as well. Makes a big play off the left side. Boy, we had an entertaining first half. Not the same in the second. But the St. John Bosco Braves certainly need to go into next week with an added emphasis on their run defense, as they have been pummeled for over 300 yards on the ground. This triple option has caused fits all game long. Here's Landon looking to the end zone on a huge strike, and it's caught for the touchdown. J.D. McKell on a 50-yard pitch and catch from Langdon to a receiver we have not heard of all night long. Touchdown, Lancers. Langdon, on his prettiest pass of the night, finally hooks up for a huge touchdown, his first TD strike of the game. And with 51 seconds to go, too little too late for the Lancers, but they do indeed find their passing consistency on a 50-yard strike. Langdon strikes the scoreboard through the air. With the extra point, it'll be a 42-24 contest. Extra point Here following the touchdown, it is up and the kick is good.
The kick is good.
Braves 42, Lancers 24. You're listening to the National Sports radio station on Spreaker.com, which is an affiliate of National Sports. Tam's Pizzeria is the proud sponsor of tonight's contest between the Lancers and the Braves. As you can catch them after tonight's contest, they are on the corner of Bellflower Street. And they are listening to tonight's broadcast. They are on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria, they have it all. 51 seconds remaining, and the only thing on for this Lancer team is the band that has been full flight all night long. Lancers 24 currently trail by 18 to the heavily favored and will move to 7-0 St. John Bosco Braves. Thank you guys for listening to yet another presentation of Braves footballs. We'll have a fantastic post-game show on tap for you as the player of the game for the Braves. We'll give you that surprise following tonight's presentation. The weather has been fantastic along with this Braves performance as we are set for kickoff here.
Back to receive for the Braves is number
Back to receive for the Braves is a man we haven't heard much of, number 19. Salem Ume back deep to receive. Here's the kickoff. End over end kick will be taken by Yume at the 2. Shimmies to the 10, 15, cut back. And he will run into a crowd of Lancer defenders at the 18-yard line. And with 43 seconds remaining, one run should seal it for this Brave victory. 42 points, and they add to their streak of 6 out of their first 7 games. They have scored over 40 points. St. John Bosco, a fantastic offense, and we saw that on tap tonight, Chris, as the offense came to play, especially in the second half.
Yeah, they did, and thank you for taking over play-by-play duties while I was down on the field setting up.
Well, you should probably do that more often, considering that, that was a fantastic performance. So, leading by 18, Chris, what do you feel like this Brave team should do next week to add to their success?
Feel nice and fancy taking over that play-by-play role.
Absolutely.
I saw that nice touchdown pass as Andrew Katnick takes a knee here, but throughout the question. I'm not a good color analyst. I think we should I think we should stick to our respective duties.
Well, there's a reason why I'm here and you're not right now. But leading by 18, the Braves are going to take their victory into next week as the Braves yet again take on another fantastic opponent, as we will have the post-game report live, as we'll have the player of the game along with other stats and news from around the Trinity League. Braves 42, Lancers 24. You are listening to the National Sports in affiliation with Spreaker.com. It is the post-game report next. Keep it tuned here to National Sports, Spreaker.com. Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com. Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all. Pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all.
Back here at Bellflower At St. John Bosco High School, Father Frank Rabata Field. Tonight, the final score, 42-24. The Braves victorious. They moved to 7-0 on the season, 2-0 in league. Orange Lutheran has handed their first defeat of the season. They fall to 6-1 on the season, 1-1 in league. But we did see Orange Lutheran fight hard here tonight. They led 17-14 at the half, but St. John Bosco just too much in the second half. They were able to pull away from the Lancers and ended up winning this one 42-24. Other scores around the Trinity League: Mater Dei defeating J. Sarah tonight 38-14. Mater Dei 2-0 in league now. J. Sarah falls to 0-2. Speaking of teams that were 0-2, Santa Margarita dropped an affair not too far away from here at Cerritos College, 31-14 tonight at the hands of the Friars. So the Eagles and the J. Sarah Lions both 0-2. Somebody's going to get a win eventually, but it might not be for a while as Santa Margarita plays Mater Dei next week, and Bosco travels back out to Saddleback to take on J. Sarah and the leading rusher in the Trinity League, Casey Eugenio.
Well, it seems to me like the Bosco Braves certainly have their work cut out for them outside of an 18-point victory, because that rushing attack for the Orange Lutheran Lancers were just too much for this Bosco team. And I never once mentioned a defensive lineman creating plays, because it was all the rushing attack for the Orange Lutheran Lancers. And we're taking a look here at the post-game summary here, as despite a first half valiant effort, it was the turnovers and the penalties that certainly were the Achilles heel for a team that, I am surprised, held the ball for double the amount of time that Bosco did, yet lost by 18 points, a thrashing in the second half, as Lutheran, outside of one big play, could not find the end zone at all in the second half. 338 yards rushing the football, Chris. Wow, what a performance here by the Lancers. Something to look proud of for next week, as they face another tough competition, but have something to hang their hat on. They can run the football against anybody, let alone the Bosco Braves.
Yeah, Orange Lutheran Servite's going to be a good affair, like it always is, that game at Cerritos College next week between the two teams. But like you said, I mean, they did rush the ball extremely well against this great St. John Bosco defense, but let's not forget that it's a triple option attack, and St. John Bosco's, unless they meet Orange Lutheran again in the playoffs, they're not going to run into another triple option attack this season, at least that we know of. I know no other high school team that runs a triple option attack, and I think that really makes J. Sarah a very unique squad and really helps them out, you know, in situations where they catch the defense off guard. But let's face it, St. John Bosco came out in the second half knowing how to stop that triple option attack. I mean, they forced 2 turnovers on the game, really crucial points in the game, the Wadud interception and then the fumble recovery by Malik Dorton, I believe it was, back in the third quarter. So turnovers, penalties really killed the Lancers off here tonight, but a valiant effort by this Lutheran squad, who's going to put up quite a fight next week against the Servite Friars.
Well, the key also is that despite the fact that the Lancers are one of the very few teams in the entire state that run this triple option as effectively and as often as they do, the Bosco Braves are going to face a lot more dynamic quarterbacks. Luke Landon is a very one-dimensional QB. He did rush for 112 yards and also scored a touchdown in the first half and also one through the air in the second. But with such a limited passer, it really caused problems for this Lancer team as the game wore on. And I felt like that would be the key of the game. If Luke Landon could make plays throwing the football, as in the first half he had his opportunities but missed wide open receivers in the end zone. And we have our post-game player of the day, as he has had a fantastic job, not only on the defensive side but also rushing the football.
Well, I promised him if he had a good game, I'd get him up here. It's my boy Chandler Lanou. Congrats on the 42-24 victory tonight. You guys moved to 7-0 on the season. You guys were down 17-14 at half. What was said in the locker room to really spark you guys in the second half to victory?
Well, we just came together as one, and we didn't yell or anything. We just picked each other up and just said a few words, and just made us come out here and do what we have to do.
From up here, this reminded me a lot of the Chandler, Arizona game, because you guys were down 28-17 at the half there. Only a 3-point deficit here, and you're at home this time. But I remember a lot of inspirational speeches being said at halftime. Nothing like that today, or did it kind of feel like that coming out in the second half and just running the ball down the throat of Orange Lutheran?
Oh, well, we're a second-half team. We prepared all week for this day, and we didn't come out here and just lose and just lay down for these guys. So we just came out here and just to show we have to do the second half.
Well, you made 17 tackles tonight. You continue to lead the Trinity League in that. But Orange Lutheran, despite that, rushed for 338 yards on your defense. And I know it's that triple option attack. You're not going to see another offense like that this year, but you faced the Trinity League's top rusher in Casey Eugenio next week. What are you guys going to work on this next week in practice on trying to stop the run, something that you guys are usually pretty good at doing?
Well, we're not a perfect team, and, we have the top defense in the nation, but we still make mistakes, and we just still need to key their good player, and which is Eugenio. So we got to key on him next week and just keep preparing for him.
Real quickly before we let you go, recently committed, Washington State, Wazoo, Mike Leach. You excited to go up there and play for him, or is your recruiting still a little bit open? Because I know you haven't signed yet. It's not official. You haven't signed your LOI yet. But are you pretty sure you're 100% to Washington State, or is there still another option, or is there still a chance that another school could come in there and get you?
If there's another school, who knows? Time will tell. But right now, my commitment is strong, and I'm going to stick with the Cougs. And Coach Leach is doing a really good job in building that program back up.
All right, Chandler Lanou. Appreciate the time as always. Great game tonight.
Thanks.
And good luck the rest of the season. That was Chandler Lanou, the Trinity League's leading tackler, the defending Defensive Player of the Year by the Long Beach Press Telegram. That kid is quite the story. Committed to Washington State. Great kid. Just interviewed him right now.
Quite the story, well, quite the size, too. He's a big man for being just a middle linebacker, and he certainly made his plays. I mean, we're looking statistically. He's tackling better than anyone else on the team. He tackled 17 times, 21 combined. Also, it looks like he forced a fumble and created huge plays. He was perhaps the only he was perhaps one of the very few defenders that really could consistently be relied on stopping the run, because it was all Lancers running the football. But Chandler Lanou, boy, he will be exciting to watch at Washington State. He's a big man that can make some plays, not only against the run defense, but also creating turnovers.
A lot of these guys are going to be fun to watch at the next level. A reminder tonight, the final score 42-24, the Braves defeating the Lancers. We're going to come back one more time to wrap up the broadcast from St. John Bosco High School. The Braves moved to 7-0 on the season. You're listening to the St. John Bosco broadcast team.
Tonight's presentation of St. John Bosco football is brought to you by Tam's Pizzeria. Deliver, call in, and order. Just walk into the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans for Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. And highschoolscoreboard.com. All of your updated scores, news, and statistics all at one place. To get the app and registration, log on at highschoolscoreboard.com.
Back here at St. John Bosco High School, getting ready to wrap up the broadcast. Bosco 42-24 victorious, moving to 7-0 on the season after a win against Chuck Peterson. Brady Peterson's his son, plays in the secondary. Chuck Peterson's Orange Lutheran Lancers, they handed them their first loss of the year. Orange Lutheran falling to 6-1. Next week, Bosco goes back to Saddleback College. They were just there last week playing Santa Margarita. Here they are back at Saddleback playing the J. Sarah Lions next week. It should be a good one, even though J. Sarah is 0-2 so far in league play. They dropped their affair to Mater Dei 38-14. Today, we were in the post-game interview with Chandler just now, we were kind of touching on the top rusher in the Trinity League, Casey Eugenio. How's Bosco going to stop him? I mean, they allowed, 338 yards on the ground here tonight. It's going to be hard to imagine, unless they really work on some things in practice this week, that they're really going to be able to stop Eugenio, who is that center of J. Sarah's offense.
Well, looking at the game, it looked like the inside pressure was simply not there. I believe that if Jason Negro wants to have a better performance for next week, he does have to shore up the run defense up the middle, because outside they had things covered. But when you pound it between the tackles time and time again, you wound down a team like Bosco that was exhausted in the second half. And for next week, It should be a fantastic game, fun to watch. 2 running backs, yet again, duel it out next weekend, and we'll make sure to give you all of the analysis. And it will be Saddleback, which is the site for next week's contest. Chris, I'm sure you're excited for this one.
It's always Trinity League play is always exciting because, I mean, you had Jay Sarah finish last in Trinity League last year. St. John Bosco went undefeated last year, but Jay Sarah took Bosco to overtime last year. Bosco squeaking out a 44-41 victory on this very field right here at St. John Bosco last season. So going to Jay Sarah, it might be a little bit tougher for the Braves this time around. Final score tonight, 42-24. The Bosco Braves moved to 7-0 on the season. For Nick Rice, for Adam Ferrister, for our statman Burrow Lee, for Chandler Lanou. My name is Chris Sylvester signing off tonight. Have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you next Friday at Saddleback College as the Braves, 7-0 on the season, take on the Jay Sarah Lions. Good night, everybody.